Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in.
Yes. Right, we're good, right?
Yes.
We're good.
All right.
It's like I was awfully quiet for a second. I was like, wait a minute.
We can hear you.
It's like, what happened?
I felt like you were going to be like, hello, welcome to the Roses Are Red podcast.
Yeah, I was getting there. Just got a little concerned when it was all quiet.
We were just waiting for you.
Welcome to the podcast?
Question mark?
Maybe?
Question mark? Everybody, maybe here, maybe not. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome into the Roses Are Red podcast. Welcome. Happy birthday, AC. I do want to make
Thank
a
you
shout
very
out
much.
to you.
Thank you.
I hope
so
you
much.
had a wonderful, wonderful birthday.
It was cool. It was cool. I couldn't ask for a better one. When you get up to this age, it's just another one. So when you get up to 78, so you got me for another couple years. It was,
My grandpa
good
used to
life.
say it's the only day that's only yours. It's your
Right.
day to do, to be special. So live in it. So it was your day.
It was my day. How was my day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
me.
Dava's from Clapper.
Well,
Yeah,
hello.
welcome.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Welcome in. Nice. I'm glad you joined us. Dave.
Hello.
Welcome, Dave. So we have a very, very interesting topic. And before we start, I just want to make a disclaimer to please do your own research. This is our opinions on this topic. This is stuff that we've done our research on. So don't take our word for what we say. Go ahead and do your own research and make your own opinion on this topic of Scientology is what we're talking about tonight with Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard. Yes.
L. Ron Hubbard. Yes. Very
Yes.
interesting story. And I hope everybody is aware of this. I don't know if you haven't heard of him.
I've heard. Here's the thing. And last week you're like, "Hey, let's next week do Scientology," and I'm like, "Sweet." I like to learn new things. I kind of know what it's about, but I don't really. You know what I mean? And then I start learning. I'm like, "Son of a gun." You know what I mean? There's so much in my brain right now about it. All I've done between calls at work and I've made Dave watch documentaries. He's like, "Why am I watching this? This is your show." I'm like, "Shut up! You're watching it with me. You're coming with me here. Go down this rabbit
Hello,
hole."
Scientology. I mean, place Sam works.
No, I mean, holy buckets. There's so much. And I'm like, holy fuck. It's just mind blowing. So thank you for having us do this topic. Actually, I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
I went down this rabbit hole because of there's a girl named Jessica, Streets LA, another gentleman named Daniel and Mike. These are all they actually sit there outside of the Scientology in LA, and they sit there and they protest out there. All I do for our show is
think of dick jokes.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. And some mighty fine top tens, if I don't say so myself.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Definitely. So please do your own research. Please make your own decisions and your own opinions of this. Don't take our word for it. We're just here to shed light on it.
Yeah, and it's a conversation between friends, not so much we're not scientists nor Scientologists, but we're curious people that kind of look at the internet and dissect it that way. So it's not really I mean, there's things that, trust me, there are things to laugh at and there are things to consider, because we're going to also look at not only what people know about it in the negative context, but we're also going to take a look at how it looks like from the Scientology perspective, what they see. Because Scientology.org is a mess. It's a mess. Really? So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the way they perceive things are a little bit more, I don't know. I'll let you, when we bring up the page, it's going to just be like, wow. It's like, wow, we're saving the world.
Well, and that's really what they truly think. And we'll get into it, I suppose. Yeah. Before we dive in, should we do our obligatory shot?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. That is a must.
Show with it. Yeah.
Because we have chronic alcoholism.
Yay. And I am
Shut.
out of tequila, but I'm doing the
Oh,
good rum.
let me put it this way: for the second week in a row, making an appearance, the Midnight Media bottle. Midnight
Yes,
Media bottle.
it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, and Sam has one with her
I do.
logo
Let me
on it.
that
Thanks
real
to
quick.
Rose. So thanks to the Roses Are Red podcast, we get to drink this delicious liquor that loosens us up to make more podcasts. It's like cyclical,
Yes.
Right.
right?
Yeah, see if you can
Oh,
see
it's
it.
beautiful.
It's
That is
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Again, I've
Well done.
drank the whole bottle now. So I need to get into that top, but I don't have anything back here to pry it open. So we're gonna do the good rum
Is that
today.
Shirley Is that Shirley Manson? No, that is our Red Rose. Mixoplex, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show. So this next segment is brought to you by Liquor. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, I don't
Let's
have
do
a
it.
glass. I don't have a glass in my vicinity. So cheers, like a fucking
Yeah,
pirate,
Cheers.
yeah,
like
do
a
it.
fucking
Here we
pirate.
go.
I'm drinking rum like a
Cheers.
pirate.
To
Cheers.
Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
Pour it out for the old man. So I guess a good way to start, and the way I thought I'd ask the question to you ladies is, what
Yes.
did you know about before this deep dive into the research that you did in this last week that we've been apart? What did you know about Scientology prior to the research? Either one of you.
I mean, I really just knew that Tom Cruise was in it and that he's a weirdo. You know what I mean? I think we all kind of knew that he was in it when he jumped on the couch when he met Katie Holmes and he was so excited and whatever. I knew that it was kind of a cult, but I had no idea
Dianetics,
where
yep.
it started. I had no idea, you know what I mean? I had heard things, but I really had no fucking clue. You know what I mean?
Did your mom or your dad or anybody in your family have the Dianetics book like Mexoplex just mentioned?
No, no.
No, I didn't know
But I
anything
kind of want
about
to
it
read it
until
now.
Yeah. Good luck. What's that, Rose?
I didn't know anything about it until just a couple years ago. I kind of touched a little bit on it because of Leanne Remy. She kind of had a documentary series, and she had one where they were following her, and I kind of touched a little bit, and then I just kind of let it go. And then we were in LA one night, and there was a bunch of people screaming outside of Scientology, like yelling at them, saying, "Hey, you're going to go to jail." And so I pulled over, which probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I did. And then I decided to go back, and I went back about 2 weeks ago to the one on Hollywood. And
Because there's a
I
big Scientology building in Hollywood, right
The
downtown.
in
Celebrity
Hollywood.
Center. Yes,
Okay,
right?
the
Well,
Celebrity
no,
Center,
there's a smaller one on Hollywood Boulevard,
like a
right on
recruitment center,
the
right?
yeah, recruitment center, right on the Hollywood Fame, the little stars where they have all the Hollywood Fame stars. There's a little one there, but during Christmas, they had this big Christmas thing going on, so it kind of sparked my attention to come out there with the protesters out there. And my son said, "Hey, you know what, Mom? Let's go check it out." So we did. We went and checked it out. I met a couple of the people there that actually they actually were able to shut that place down. There's no one there anymore. The windows are all blacked out. There's nobody outside. There used to be a couple people, security guards, and they would stand out there and they were trying to recruit. Now they've moved to their main one where I guess the celebrity one is the big blue building of
Yes.
Scientology. They're out there now. And I didn't know until just 2 days ago that there's one here in San Diego. I
Bum
didn't know.
bum bum.
I thought it was
Uh-oh.
just LA. I didn't know there was one in San Diego, and I didn't know there was another one in Ventura. And
Your tone
Ventura is
of
much bigger.
your tone of voice makes me feel like you're afraid of this.
I don't know what to be about.
Right?
I don't know what to be with this.
And
This
guess
is
what? There's one on Ventura. Oh my god. The volcano joint. Yeah, and he's right. Mixoplex is right. He said that there every third in the 80s when we were growing up in the early 90s, there was Dianetics commercials on daytime TV. If you stayed home for a cold or whatever, or if you were just playing hooky at home, playing fucking Tecmo Bowl, you would see that. It would be like Ricky Lake or whatever, and then like Dianetics, right? So
really.
yeah, and Kansas City and Tampa. Yep, that's where.
Yeah, Kansas City. Yeah, we went to the Dave knows. We went to the NFL draft last April, and there was a huge presence of Scientologists there, and big old we walked by it, and Dave goes, "We should go look." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna. I don't want to." Yeah, but I had
I
no idea.
I did, and there's actually one in Australia too. I didn't know either. I just found that out
Australia, the
last night.
UK, the
Germany,
Philippines, Germany, you name it.
yes,
They're
one of
they're worldwide.
yes, yeah.
I just didn't know it
Well,
was this big. Do you know what I mean? Like
it
in my
technically
little
isn't as
bubble
big as
head.
they say.
That's what
I
they
mean,
want you to believe. I mean,
they
David
want you to believe it's
Miscavige.
that big. Yes,
Mhm.
they are buying buildings everywhere, but it is not as big as they say. They have billions of dollars in revenue, but tens of thousands of followers. So it's not as big as we think.
People are estimating, especially Mike Rinder, who is a top
Hmm.
Scientology, like he's like the fourth in command after a couple
He
guys.
was, yeah.
He sat at the table at the Sea Org, and he got beat and hit by David Miscavige a few times.
He was part of the Office of Special Affairs.
Exactly.
Yes.
Go
I
call
just
him.
want to know
And
where they come up with
he
these
says there's
names.
about 40,000. There's about 40,000. What, the Sea Org?
Sea Org, like where do they come up with these
Oh,
names?
don't you say that name.
Should we kind of go into how it is first?
Yeah.
Chill, Rose.
Right. You're not allowed to say that.
I'm gonna get
that
striked
shit.
or something.
My God, you're gonna give away the
Jeez.
game, lady.
Nobody's going to pay to be a OT8.
So the Sea Org, this right?
Or OT3 is actually where you find out. But
Yeah, right. But then remember, well, you find out, but then we'll go through what that looks like.
Yes,
because
we
there's
should,
an actual
yeah.
scenario of like what people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go through and learn and pay for books and pay for curriculums and things throughout their life, not only for them but their family. And then of course there's suppressive people, and we would be suppressive people because we don't believe this bullshit, right? So excuse me, religion.
I'm just, you know what? I'm really curious. I really would like to just go in there and just see. I'm really curious
I
on
was
what they tell
watching.
you.
Yes. Well, it's all in the guise or of mental health fixing. We're gonna save the world. We're gonna get rid of your demons. We're gonna get rid of all of your preconceived notions. And in lives going forward, you're gonna remember this. And that's why they have the e-meters. They take if you have this thought, it somehow registers, and they're like, "What were you thinking? Let's talk about it." But the thing about it is even though they're using all of your experiences as ammo against you in case you do become, in case you do leave or in case you do something wrong, they go, "Oh, you said this in this book." They keep files on you, everything you say, which is insane.
It's called auditing.
Yes.
To piggyback on what you're saying. So the auditing situation. Hey, Dash.
Hey.
Dash.
Thanks for joining us. So the auditing situation is that you basically, this is off the top of the head, I'm not reading anything, but we're going to bring up a few things so we can kind of give it some color. But auditing, Rose, is basically when you sit down and they give you two things, the e-meters, like Sam said.
They look like soup cans.
Right. And they call it the cans, right? And then you would look into the eyes of someone else, and it's actually based in science because it does have scientific like electromagnetic pulse sensors that will give a reading. So it does make sense. And
it's like a partial lie detector test.
Yeah.
Kind of in the same respect.
It's
not
degree.
everything that they have, but it does read when you have a thought in a way because your body responds. Keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're totally that's pepper in. Yeah, this is what it's for. Also, you're not allowed to leave that room until you do. So it kind of puts pressure on the person that's auditing and the auditor, the person that's hearing these thoughts. You almost have to make something up, right? You have to, let's say you're in there for 3 hours and you can't think of anything. You got to pee. You got to eat. You got to pick up your kid from daycare or whatever. You're going to make something up and be like, yeah, when I was 16, I blah, blah, blah. Or I took some
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of right now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's what I was thinking about.
And then the hallucinogenics, for example, like that's something that we'll get into, but you're strictly not allowed to have ever taken any hallucinogenics whatsoever because they think that that's just an abomination for your mind. So,
well, I mean, they don't really, basically, I had seen in an interview with Leah Remini, you could drink, but they frown, but you shouldn't drink within 24 hours of doing service. And they require you to do at least 2.5 hours of service, meaning auditing other people every day. So,
and
you know,
mind
Beyond
you,
me.
let me just let me just piggyback on that. Another piggyback situation.
Yeah.
What we just told you, imagine John Travolta in that room. Imagine Tom Cruise in that room. I think the rules would, they do, but
well, they do, but they kind of bend it.
and you know that they record it. There's got to be a recording device in there to have some shit on those people.
Yeah, they record you, video, audio, and then they write everything down.
Yeah.
Now, is John Travolta still in it? Because I just recently
Yes.
heard Lady Gaga is also part of Scientology. I heard Tom Cruise.
I didn't see that in my, let me look it up, but I didn't see that in my findings, but I could be wrong.
That's what I was told. So when I was out there in LA, when I was there, they were talking about that. I met a gentleman and he was telling me how this is really personal to him because he had a friend and she's no longer allowed to talk. Like she doesn't even know where she's at. He's not even allowed to talk to her or nothing. And I was like, wow.
Let's take a quick look here.
Left it.
Let's see, guys. Let's give the people a show. Dave, I was surprised by how long. Hey, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Leave it up there for a sec, so they can feel warm and fuzzy that we see them. You all are seen. You are all seen. Yes. I was surprised by how long Scientology has been around. Oh yeah, it's something I never heard about until Tom Cruise and John Travolta. Yeah, and that was like the 90s. So it's been around since the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Leah, she put a big light on it when she came out with the story. For me, is when I saw her come out with the story. Her and I think it's Dave. I can't remember his name. It's her partner that do it together. That he left Scientology too. That they both left the organization, which put a big light onto the story.
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of crazy. Leah Remini had been in it since she was 9 years old. She got into it because of her. Yeah, pretty much. Her biological father was Catholic, so she remembered going to mass on Christmas and when she went over to see her grandmother. However, her mom remarried when she was 9 and remarried a Scientologist, and that's how she got into it. Her mom reached a level 8, and I think she got to 5 or something like that when she started seeing shit go awry. But yeah, one of the ones that, as you put this up here, AC, Beck was one of the ones I was like, huh, that's weird. I didn't expect that.
You made it
He's out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But look at some of these names. Kirstie Alley, we knew. Ann Archer. Catherine Bell, Nancy Cartwright. I just read this today, and I am, and I've been researching this for a while. I read Nancy Cartwright, and I am floored. You know, Nancy Cartwright is the voice of Bart Simpson, and
yes, I saw that too.
Yeah, so that's. I hope she's well.
Right.
I love her. I love her very much. Let's see, Chick Corea, the amazing jazz pianist. Tom Cruise.
Jenna Elfman, I didn't realize was either, or Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh, the song. Really?
And actually, Danny Masterson, and we can talk about him later. There's a whole slew of shit with that, but his whole his brother and his stepsister are both in it. And it's like his whole family is in it. He was, I didn't realize Giovanni Ribisi was in it either.
Yeah, and Greta Van Susteren, isn't she the conservative commentator? And then some notable people who have left Scientology. Beck,
I didn't know Lisa Marie was in it.
Paul Haggis, who actually was a part of that Going Clear documentary that we're going to bring up.
Yeah.
But he's been in and out. Some people are wishy-washy. They don't just leave, but sometimes they're like, bring you back. But I think we're painting it as a weird religion, but there's also tactics that they use that are not conventional to religion, which is like warfare. You know, us alone doing this podcast is like not a good, they might dox my home now.
Oh,
right.
Really?
I mean, it is kind of freaky. Katie Holmes, Jason Lee. I didn't realize Jason Lee was in it either.
Dave says that
Katie Holmes, didn't she get in it because of Tom Cruise?
Yes. I mean,
she was never truly a scientist. Yeah, that was by
they
by
found
marriage.
her for him. Yeah, you know what I mean. They found all of. I mean, he was in it because his first wife. He was in it for, what was her name?
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
No. It wasn't Nicole Kidman. It wasn't his first wife. It was the other lady.
Oh, the one with the big set. She had a huge pair of tits.
Oh, shit. I just
Mimi
looked it up
Rogers.
today. Nah, that
wasn't it Mimi Rogers?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember because of the rack. Nothing else.
I mean, I get it. But then they left each other, and then Nicole Kidman, and then Katie Holmes, and a whole yeah, that was a whole thing.
Yep. So that's what it is. And
Mhm.
yeah, now that you guys are talking about that, that's a list, kid. Keep it there. Keep it in your mind.
That is just
Right. So
crazy.
should we talk a little bit about what this whole fucking thing is?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Rose, are you ready
Um,
to take the dive? Did you bring your snorkel?
I kind of did. I kind of did. There's so many different topics onto this because I have the cult side, right? From my understanding, there's a cult side where they traffic children. Is
Religion. Hello. Da, da,
and
da.
then the
But
religion part.
hold on. Let me tell. I said this before to you guys, but let me tell the audience. What is the difference between a cult and a religion? The difference is with a cult, the leader of it is alive and knows what he's saying is a lie to everybody. The religion, he's dead.
It's true. It's true. It's
So,
true.
I mean, it
Cult
very
leader's
much.
alive, trying to marry all the girls in his flock.
I
Oh,
mean,
you're
it's
13.
all
You'd make a beautiful
self-serving.
wife. Right.
It's all self-serving. Let's be
Mhm.
real. I
Yeah.
mean, with L. Ron Hubbard, he wanted to evade taxes. He wanted whatever he did, whatever he. Yeah, we can get into that, but
But he
You
started
want
so
off
to?
Rose,
writing books, right? He started off writing books.
he
Yeah.
was a pulp
Started-
fiction writer,
Let's take a
which
quick
I
look.
never realized was I mean, I've seen the movie, but I didn't realize what it came from. It was not written on paper that was the pulp, and it was not as good a
It's
paper.
a term. Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
I
Exactly
didn't
right.
realize
Damn, that's great.
that.
Yep. Yep.
I was like, oh, that's dumb. But
So
he has written more literary works than anyone in the world. He has published more stories. He was a science fiction writer.
He just looks
which
weird.
it's like the breadcrumbs, right? Like, check this out,
I
Rose.
mean, everything else he wrote was science fiction, but this isn't.
I make you a religion, right? I say, all right, you know that I've written 400 science fiction books. You know me as the science fiction guy. I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records for writing the most books about science fiction. I'm also caught later in my life saying there's no fucking money in books. The money's in religion. And then you make one, and then you're in it, and you believe it's real. Make it make sense to me.
I mean, and he wrote this. He wrote Dianetics coming off of anesthesia after a surgery. So he's in this fucking haze where he's talking gibberish and he's got his own mental health issues. He wrote this to serve himself. Well, obviously to serve himself. He wanted to make the money, but it was like, I've got my own demons. Let me figure out a way to make it better. Let me believe my own shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
that's how
mental.
he's so
He's
mental.
mental when Marilyn Manson says, "I'm out. I'm not doing
That
this.
is
I'm
true.
out." Because he did join, and then he said, "This is too much, and it's too crazy for me." He's like, "I'm out." And this is Marilyn Manson, where you're like, "Holy shit, this
Rose,
guy's not."
Rose, what is your reaction to physically, aesthetically, just the first thing that comes to your mind when you see a picture of L. Ron Hubbard? What aesthetically? What does it make you feel?
Creepy,
Creepy.
just creepy pedo.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
very uncomfortable.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Same.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
His mouth
Yeah.
is weird as fuck when he talks.
Oh,
Like something
you
like
see his
this.
teeth? Like in the show? Like, did you? I mean, I guess dentistry wasn't as great back then. I mean, he was fairly old even when he passed, but yuck. Hey, I've had nightmares about somebody like it. You know what I mean?
Mixoplick says this is all just selling me more and more on Scientology. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. The man is the man was something else. And hey, when it was a different time, also like people just knew different things. I'm not saying that there was less information in the world, and a person who's albeit weird but charismatic comes up to you, and there's this thing that he truly believes the way he believes it.
Everybody's looking for a purpose, and if
and to
you
belong.
sell the right goods, it's like snake oil or whatever it is. If you tell a good story, people are going to follow you. You know.
All right, let's check this out. You guys ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Right. Let me know if you can hear this.
It's very quiet.
Very quiet.
Maybe do you have on your road? Maybe it needs to turn up a little bit.
Try to turn up. Road. All the way up.
Oh, for the computer?
The computer's all the way up.
Okay. Let's try it again.
How about now?
Nope, still really quiet.
Oh. All Remember when we tried this? And said, "Hey, this is for the, so
Yeah.
fuck it."
It's all right. We'll figure it out.
Just blame it on Scientology. It's all right.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy.
Look
It's
at
it
that
might be.
picture. Look at that picture right there. Doesn't that just creep you out?
Hmm.
Like a killer, like, I'm coming.
Yeah.
And you guys are more than welcome to leave a message on our Instagram, roses_red_podcast, and we'll go ahead and play it live on air. If you guys want to go ahead and do that, that
That'd be
also
great.
is an option if you don't want to write in the comments.
That's true. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
leave a voice message. Yeah, that's really true. All right, so they're getting into now with Aleister Crowley, which is this gentleman right here, and it's said that they were a part of something kind of a little bit more evil and black occultish than people are letting on. So it's not just science fiction based. There's also like an occult magic part of this.
Right. What
And of course, this
show
does have
did they
magical
put that in? Was it the Watchmen that was part of?
Aleister Crowley.
No, like this whole black magic thing. There was some. I was talking to Dave about it, and I didn't research it. My fault. But we had watched it, and there was a movie or a show that this was a big part of, and people were getting into the cult, and they had to get out of it. This black magic part. I don't
Exactly.
remember. My fault. If anybody knows, drop it in the comments.
What type of what year? What time frame is this?
Recent, within the last 5 years, probably the last 3 or 4, I would assume. But I believe I think it's The Watchmen, the series that they did on HBO.
I know what you mean. Yep, the Watchmen HBO series with Regina King, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. I think
gotcha.
it was in that. For some reason, I'm going back to that, but I could be wrong. It could be something else I watched. Like, I don't know, anything. So, anyway,
Gotcha.
And there's
this
so
wasn't
much.
So yeah, obsessed with that like culture. So when he came to make his religion, he made it based on the Navy. Why it's based on the Navy is that later on, for tax evasion and things that he was running from the law from, he was in international water, so he had a fleet of
Yeah, he had the Apollo, and when people were did wrong or were being punished, they would overboard them, and they would throw them into the ocean. They would pull them back, but they would make them walk the plank, so to speak. They just throw them fucking overboard and be like, "You got to sit there for a minute." You know what I mean?
Think about what you've done. You
Yeah,
didn't put enough couches.
and-
That's enough out of
Right.
you, right?
and now they have was it the Free Winds? I think that's what it's called. That they have, and it's in the Caribbean somewhere.
It is. Well, let's look
the
at this.
free ones.
Let's look at his what he's been coined for writing really quick, and
Yes,
what
let's
people
do that.
say, and then we'll take a look at the Sea Org, and that's the most militant part of Scientology, Rose. That's like if you were like, fine, you join the army, but this is like Delta Force. This is like you are the most Scientology, you know. Okay.
All right.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but yes, fine.
Me either.
Although he was best known for his pulp fantasy and science fiction, Hubbard also wrote adventure, aviation, travel, mystery, western, and romance. He wrote under his own name as Kurt von Ratchen and Renee Lafayette, which is an amazing name.
I feel like that should be in Hamilton or
Right.
Mr. Renee Lafayette, huh?
No.
So he principally wrote science fiction and fantasy. His first short story, Ta, was published in the literary supplement of The Hatchet, George Washington University's campus paper, in February 1932. He was born in like 1911. So by 1932, this guy's old, bro. He's already like blowing people's mind. In 32, he's making fantasy novels. That's pretty
Right.
That's pretty
Yeah.
dope. And he began publishing science fiction with a magazine, Astounding, in 1938. It's like almost like a Reader's Digest for science writings. And over the next decade, he was a prolific contributor to both Astounding and the fantasy fiction magazine Unknown. And then he wrote Dianetics sometime later in 1951. So that's his claim to fame, obviously.
And then
Dianetics.
he revamped Dianetics to be Scientology. Is really what
Exactly.
he did.
Yeah.
It's like, here's this, believe it. Oh, wait, it's just a book. Okay, well, now I'm going to make it a religion. So,
And that's what I meant earlier with like the religion part of it. It's like there's no money in books. There's some money in books, sure, but like you want real money, real legacy, real fame, real like lasting power.
Well,
You make it
you make it
and
the
then no
Bible.
taxes. And then no taxes too. Top of it.
some kind of a techno Bible though, like
Right.
everything's kind of a techno science fiction Bible.
Right. And then it was all, again, under the guise of, mental health and, let us fix your, let's get rid of all of your, is it Thelans or whatever they are. And,
Thetans, yeah.
Thetans, that's it. Whatever, words are hard.
Operating Thetans. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
these are not normal words. Like it's
Right.
hard to remember all this stuff.
It's well, I was like, nope, that's wrong. But
Grand
seriously,
Tetons.
yeah.
I just find it hard to believe that somebody would come and tell me your life's all fucked up and you need to join this place and we're gonna make it all better for you, peaches and roses and there. It's
You
Okay,
just,
so-
you just
Like
described
my
you
head.
just described Christianity.
You just described every religion ever.
Every religion in the world. Come
Here's
here.
this one person, Xenu, God, Buddha, whatever it is, and that's. I mean,
We'll
we
make
all
it better.
have everyone wants a higher power, and they just subscribe to this higher power. It seems.
And I
I
think
don't know, but
that
I don't know what the name of Xenon. I think I'd just probably laugh right then and there.
you
Like,
don't know
really?
that though. So Xenu's not a thing that you know as a normal. Let's pretend. Let's swap it for Catholicism. You don't know the real name of God. Like that's if somebody told you like we call him God, but
Hey,
his
he's
real
gonna
name
burst
is,
my
like,
bubble.
Saxoplaxis, and you're like, oh
His name's
shit.
Jim.
Now
Yeah.
I know it's
Whatever it is.
Now I know it's Jim, right? But
Don't burst my
It's-
bubble, okay? Slowly.
we're literally in a thing that bursts bubbles. This is what it's for.
Well, in his story, I mean, if we want to get into Xenu, here's how it happens. They're on another planet that's much like Earth, and it's like 1950s, because this is when this came out, 1950s America, or 1950s anything where it's whatever. That's how it is. But Xenu gets mad because everybody on that planet is, or not everybody. He's like Thanos, and he's like half of the people got to go because they're not doing right. So he brings them down to Earth because it's very similar, and he drops them into fucking, he does that. He drops them into the volcanoes and blows them up, and all their, it's Thelans? Thetans, there we go. Thetans.
You're thinking of Adam
of them-
Thielen from Vikings.
I feel like I am. I don't know what my problem is. All of their spirits become Thetans, and now as the Earth grows, their Thetans stick to everybody's now person, and so they're your past life. So you come back into new lives, and so as you go through, when you clear your own today's problems. But then, as you go in further to the upper levels of being a Scientologist, now you've got to clear these thetans off of your own body because they're attached like a fucking parasite, and they're giving you their bad juju, and it just keeps going and going. I feel like that's a good synopsis of it, right? But
I feel you, boom.
But you keep going, but you have to pay as you go. Every level that you go, you have to pay a set amount, but you pay before you know what the end result is.
So that's it's like a pyramid scheme. It's beautiful.
It is a
And
pyramid scheme.
And if you
It's
don't,
perfect.
and if you don't continue, how can you be a good one?
Right. But
So-
they're all out. They want their mission and what they're indoctrinized in from when they were young, or if they come in as an adult, is Scientologists are the only good people in the world, and they are going to save humanity. But they can't even be really close to people outside of the doctrine, right? So if I'm trying to see, they're supposed to, if somebody gets into a car wreck, stop and help, because that is, we're saving the world here, one person at a time.
It's a superhero complex, and it's
It
funny
is.
that you say like Thanos, because it's true. It's
It
a
is.
superhero complex. Like I don't believe in anything like things like Adderall, things like Ritalin, things like anything behavioral neurodivergency. There's absolutely no, like, that is the devil. The devil. Tom Cruise goes on a whole rant. I can probably bring it up here on YouTube, where he's saying that it is like even psychology. This is at its core an anti-psychology religion.
It is, because they're going to fix you with the e-meter, and you're going to fix yourself. and then you're going to fix even these thetans that are attached to you, and then it's just insane.
Hey, Rose, can you put up Dave's message so we can validate that real quick?
Yes.
That was a good one. Hey, Jamie, what's going on? As someone who suffers with mental health since I lost my mother and my son, I don't believe in any God, and if there is one, he's messed around. And I'm so sorry. My condolences.
Yes,
for all
absolutely.
of that. It's horrible. And I think at its core, sometimes religions are made for people who are searching for healing, and something
absolutely
to latch onto. So you
a
can go
greater
one of two
good, so
ways.
to
There's a
speak.
big fork in the road there. So Dave went the route of how can there be a God, and I'm more of in that camp than I can tell you. But there's also the route where it's like someone just grabs onto or entrenches more. It's God's will, Well, shit, I prayed for them to still be around, but I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, so before we leave this, I know we're going to pop into something else. So let's see what a thetan is,
Yes.
right? A thetan is, in Scientology, the concept of a thetan, which is hard to say, is similar to and imagine L. Ron Hubbard sitting in his little fucking room or whatever going, thetan, engram.
I like
making
that.
up these little fucking
Xeno, Thetan.
engram, OT9,
Yes.
he's like like laughing like a madman.
Yes.
It's similar to the concept of self or the spirit or the soul as found in several belief systems, right? So that's kind of what we're saying. Like it's kind of like the belief system that's universal in Christianity, Catholicism, Hinduism, Buddhism. The term is derived from the Greek letter theta, which is a circle, kind of like the underground for London, which is in Scientology beliefs represent the source of life or itself. In Scientology, it's believed that the thetan is not the central nervous system which commands the body. I'm sorry, it's the thetan, I read that wrong. The thetan, not the central nervous system that controls the body. So you
I read it exactly how you said
it. Your circulatory system, out the window, not real.
Nope, it's the thetan.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a couple bullet points. Thetan is the immortal being, the human soul. So it's replace the soul with thetan, Rose. The being who is the individual and who lives in the body, right? A thetan is not a thing. A thetan is the creator of things. So it's basically God, a synonymous soul-God relationship inside everyone, right? So it's really kind of individualistic, even though it needs more people to survive. So it's almost like a little contradiction,
parasite.
right? It's a parasite. It's a parasite. It's perfect, yeah. And then lastly, the thetan is the person itself, not his body or his name. The physical universe, his mind, anything else which is being aware of the identity, which is the individual, which is kind of convoluted, but it's all about that relationship with yourself and knowing what's wrong with you.
Right. So he wrote this in a fever dream. Truly, he did.
Yeah.
He did. And it was like,
he was
all
pretending to be a
fucked up.
pirate. Yeah, the fucking rogue.
Yeah.
Fucking thetans. Let's do that.
He was coming off of anesthetic. He was no, it's exactly how it happened. And now, and that's why they have the billion-year contract.
Well, and I wonder why, maybe that's why they can't drink before they come into the Scientology office. Because you can't drink if you have to do your 2-hour community service. You have to wait the 24 hours. So 2.5 hours, right? I think it's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours a day. And then if you miss a day, you have to make it up on the weekend. Or if you go on vacation, you have to make it up on when you come back. I think Leah Remini was saying on the Rogan podcast that not many Scientologists take vacations because of this. But most of the non-celebrity Scientologists are really in there under servitude. They signed this billion-year contract, and then they volunteer as a worker for the religion, and they are paid $15 a week, but they are given their courses for free. And after that, and held over their head, they say, if you leave or if you cross us, you will have to repay all of this debt, because this costs so much to do these things, and we're giving that to you. You're lucky. The whole religion is like a narcissist.
A mind control.
Yes, it is. I mean, they're like, okay, you have to repay this if you don't continue to follow. We're going to give this to you. Most of the children don't even go or finish school because Scientology is their school and their upbringing and where they're going to be for the rest of their life. So
Yeah.
That's true.
No,
It's
it's
very, very well put.
the amount of mind control that they have on these people is,
it's brainwashing.
yeah. You know, I was listening to a clip of a gentleman. Um, he was from, I think he was actually from Colombia, and he's on YouTube. And they were asking him this question that, what has Scientology done for me? He's like, it's changed my whole life. I'm looking my life completely different. I was down on myself where, I didn't believe in anything, and this has completely changed it. And I'm just trying to grasp things in my head, and it just doesn't make sense. In my head, it just doesn't make sense. It's like kind of like having a hard time to like, okay, how come this? Don't you see what I'm seeing? Don't you do your research? Don't you listen to other people? Or
Well,
just
one of the things to that point, one of the things that the people in the actual Scientology church, they have their internet is sensed like much like China is web sensed, where they get a watered down version of the internet, so they can look things up, but the only things they can see about Scientology are good. They don't get to see all the bad. So it's all like the Scientology website or whatever it may be, they don't get to see all the other things. So and unless they get out and, go to an internet that's not within the Scientology religion, they don't get to make their own decisions. All they know is what they've been told.
it's just because we know about it, right? Because we've come across it. But I guess I'm just going with people that go now. Don't you guys come across this information? The people that are joining now.
They're
I
not
think
allowed to
people
have the normal internet that people have. They're not allowed to have, like, especially when you're in the Sea Org. Like, if you're just going there, there's a spectrum, right? So there's some people, they try, like when you go to, I don't want to leave the Sea Org part because I want to tell
yeah,
you
we
what Sea
need
Org is.
yeah.
However, when you go to the Scientology page, like, come see our videos and like see our videos and what Scientology is through the eyes of L. Ron Hubbard and our Scientologists when they paint a rosy picture. But if there's a little commercial inside the Scientology video, it'll say like, "Hey, come and are curious? Come and." Their whole thing is curious. Press
Right.
the button because it starts off as a self-help thing, and everybody likes that, right? And everybody likes camaraderie and things like. When you go a little deeper, maybe you go for an audit, and you like it, or maybe it felt good to get stuff off your chest. That's cool. The real part is when they draw you into that first course that costs $50,000. And then two
To
and
get
then
it
three
even
and then
up to
four.
clear is like 50,000.
It's
I
like
mean,
$1 million to get to like OT8
yeah,
Jesus.
it is.
throughout your life. Like, it doesn't have to be, obviously
I mean,
nobody has $1
they
million,
call it
but
yeah, it's a bridge,
it's
right?
a
I
bridge.
was like, why aren't you going up a ladder? They're going up the bridge, which makes no sense.
Let's touch on the bridge after the Sea Org. So Rose, that is because the Sea Org is the militant part, and I think she wants to know
Yes, this is
why
important. Yeah.
the Navy, right? So it's see the page here says the religious order of the Scientology religion. It is the most militant wing. You have to join a boat. You signed a $1 billion contract, and you have to answer a crazy questionnaire and things like that. You have to be selected, and it's basically like going, I don't know, like, is it akin to maybe like going on a mission when you're Christian? Like, there's Christians that stay home and don't really go to church. There's Christians that like go to church every Sunday. There's Christians that go Wednesday and Thursday and Sunday, and there's other ones that go on missions. That's like a deep Christian, right? Like, we can both agree that,
Yeah.
like, there's different levels of Christian. Also, there's different levels of Scientologists, where these people are expected to do a lot, and this is like on the ship doing actual.
And they literally
Work.
take their
Yeah.
identification from them when they get on
Yeah.
the ship. And it's not just the ship. Now they have their bases, like like the flag down in Clearwater. And so these people could be assigned to that, but it could be Free Winds. It used to be the Apollo, but they take and it's usually young kids, 15 to 8, 20 or whatever.
Impressionable,
In
indoctrinable.
very they typically from what I've read, they take their identification, their parents sign over guardianship. So Scientology is guardians of these children.
Guardians of
and
the
then
Galaxy.
and they
Guardians of
give
the
them
Galaxy.
maybe $15 a week, if that, and Anything that happens on the ship stays on the ship, pretty much. You know
It's
what I mean?
it's the Las Vegas of fucking horrible religions.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So the first Sea Organization members formulated a 1 billion year pledge to symbolize their commitment to the religion as an immortal spiritual being. The covenant is a symbolic document which similar to the vows of dedication in other faiths and orders. So it's always a simile. Let's not think that this is some crazy shit. It's a little bit different, but there's no boat in Christianity other than the ark, right? But there are similarities. It's not the same thing, but it might sound outlandish because this religion is only 75, 80 years old or whatever.
Right.
That's cool. But it's going to take a while. Like imagine Scientologists 500 years from now, if there are any, they're going to be fucking technoed out, Sea Org people. So, so they dedicate themselves to the goal of bringing spiritual freedom to all beings through a full application of Scientology religious services developed by Hubbard. So everything's written out by Hubbard. The Sea Organization was born of a concern from a welfare of mankind. Bullshit. He was running from tax evasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He didn't want to pay fucking taxes, and he hadn't gotten his tax exemption yet.
Exactly. So
this day he still hasn't paid him.
And what Sammy said. Initially, the Sea Org members lived and worked on board the fleet headed by the flagship Apollo, like Sam said, which was also home to Mr. Hubbard and the Commodore of the Sea. The Commodore of the Sea, he called himself, right? Yeah. And he just gave himself that because he's not anything. He actually got dishonorably discharged from the Navy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then the Free Winds, as you said, was another vessel, but these people, they make no money whatsoever. Billion-year contract. That's what you have to glean from this.
Can you imagine someone telling you you're going to sign this contract for 1 billion years? I own you for 1 billion years.
They're saying, okay, we're immortal beings because even when our mortal body dies, this religion is going to, with all of our thetans, or we're going to become a thetan and we're going to move on to and be, reincarnated. And we're with the hope of being a Scientologist is that when you go on to the next life, you're going to take these memories and take these teachings and still save the world and perpetuate this, this religion. So that's why they signed this billion year
1,000 years. Yeah, it's true.
Billion.
It's a long time. We can't even fathom that.
And this billion-year contract, and they're going to be in servitude for that long. I mean, they're literally signing away all of their future lives as well as the life they're in right now. It's insane.
But you know me, I'm going to push back on that, Rose, because I'm going to tell you that what Christian are you going to walk up to and say, hey, how long will you believe in Jesus? And they're like, well, forever and ever and ever. And I want to go to heaven, which is endless. Isn't that kind of a billion-year contract? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's just
I get it.
worded
In that sense,
it's
yeah,
just
I get
worded different. It's just he was bold enough to put it in like science fiction-y terms. Like we're not talking. Any Christian is forever and ever and ever, 1,000,000 lifetimes.
Infinity,
Infinity Jesus, right?
Yeah.
He's just put it in terms of like a contract, and people are like, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be so different, but it's the way it was worded, the way it's like military is different than any other kind of religion. Religion doesn't really correlate with military ever, does it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, all the time.
No,
not really. This is very militant. Yes.
When you look up David Miscavige, it says David Miscavige, cleric. It says like he's regarded as a religious leader, but he wears a fucking Navy outfit. So
right. He has a rank.
Right, and he's got like I don't know what the shit on his chest.
Yeah, but he just got kicked out, right?
It's made up. Everything's made
up. But they also kicked him out though.
They can't kick out the supreme leader.
They kicked. From my understanding, if you look it up, he got kicked out of Scientology. Like they no longer claim him.
No, Miscavige is still absolutely running the place.
Oh well, Scientology.org has his fucking face. We'll go there now.
He actually put something out after Leah Remini filed this latest suit, or in August. He hadn't been seen on camera in forever, and he's like, Scientology, it's not what you actually think. There's this whole they have a whole YouTube channel for Pete's sakes, and he is the face of it.
Yeah, we'll do that. Couple images,
Right.
so to add color as to what we were talking about. Remember, we were talking about the billionaire contract and the Sea Org. This is what they freaking look like. This is the boat.
I will be right back, folks. So
Yep.
sorry.
Uh-huh.
This is the base that they're at. So a cool base. Hemet, California is a huge base. Brandon, Brandon, the guy we do NFL HQ with. He's originally from Hemet. He lives here in Vegas, but he told me, he's like, yeah, it's a Scientology town. Just like that's their gold base, like their heavy duty base.
Hemet, really? And I'm always in Hemet, really.
Yeah. So that's where it's
Yeah.
at.
But
Mhm.
it's just so mind blowing to me because I've never seen it. Like when I found out that San Diego had one, I was like, what? Where?
Yeah.
Where?
There's
I've
nothing.
never seen it. You know what I mean?
It's more like if you leave them, like when they get violent and the things that we've heard and Leah Remini and all that kind of stuff, like we can't really tell anybody, whatever, freedom of religion, like whatever you want to do, it's totally fine. I don't blame them worse than I would blame someone else who's given their entire life to whatever their religion is. This one happens to be weird and militant and have like weird consequences, like when you leave and then they harass people. We'll probably in part 2. I think, right, Rose, we're gonna probably make this
Yeah.
a 2-parter. Yeah,
A 2-part, yeah.
we can take a look at the real horrors of it, and we'll leave it on a cliffhanger. We'll learn about it well in this one, and then we'll leave it on a cliffhanger, and then we can see like a couple fights. People have been stalked. People have had their
Yes.
fights, and then they
Oh,
make
yeah.
their life a living hell.
Those people that are out there that are protesting outside the Scientology, they've had every night the cops called on them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find them on TikTok and YouTube. They have their channels there, and it's just inside. And they're there every day, every night.
Join the Sea Org. Look at L. Ron Hubbard. He's still there. Rose, these are people are not. That's not the Navy. Okay, this is not the Love Boat. What are they doing?
Right, the love.
You know what I mean? The love boat. So this guy, this is David Miscavige.
They even have the little things like the Navy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're next to this. So this is Miscavige. Come on, give me that. No, okay. Dogging.
Like, no, don't want you.
It's fine.
Leave it on Scientology.
But yeah, I mean, there's a whole channel called Growing Up Scientology, which I follow as well, and I watch. I watched a guy who got out of Scientology. It's a great place to learn more because he has firsthand knowledge of, and he's on different podcasts and stuff. But he has a pretty good YouTube channel. And
Okay, question.
Much deeper than Liam Remini. I mean, the guy was in it like 10 years ago, so he's like, and his whole mission is to help people get out. So he'll help people like set up their escape when they do it, run to a car that they predetermined to be out there, and then get them out of there and like set them up and stuff.
Because they follow them.
Now that you have this baby up, right? Oh, sorry. Are we having a delay? They're not allowed to have children, right? From my understanding.
No. If they're in Sea Org, they cannot. And back in the day, they would force them to have abortions. Recently, I don't know, not recently, but after that came out and people are like, what? You're forcing people to have abortions? Now they give them the choice. They really push the abortion, but then they say, but if you get, but if you're, married and have a baby, you guys can leave the Sea Org, but still be in Scientology. So they put them into another place, and
and they'll separate them. They'll take
Right.
like Sam said, they'll take them somewhere else and they'll put them like where they need them instead of like with their parents or whatever. It's more
Right.
like, and I think to piggyback once again, they realize that this is not as popular as they thought, and then the numbers dwindled, and then there's a whole campaigns against them and stuff. So they were like, "Fuck it, we need more people born into this, so they know nothing else to make more."
And if somebody is in Sea Org, then they discourage children, but there are people in other parts of the organization or church, so to speak, that have families. But what happens with these children is that they at early ages, 6 and 10, and they take them and they actually indoctrinate them, and they make them do manual labor, and they take them out of school, and then at some point their parents do sign over guardianship because those kids are now going off to Sea Org as their parents had in the future or in the past. And when you're in Sea Org, there's actually a lawsuit that was filed beginning of 2023. There was three people who were children of Scientology that are now filing a civil suit for human trafficking, and they took these children at ages 4, 6, and 10, and they made them do these things, and then they went in on to Free Winds and went to one of uh, the bases, like Flag or whatever.
A gold base. Yeah.
Yes, and they're indentured servants pretty much, and even these children were like, we had to do all this manual labor. One person was on Free Winds, and they, or actually two of them were, and there was an instance where the girl was getting too much attention, or they said were it was requesting too much attention from the person having a birthday on board. So what they did is they put her in the boiler room and would not let her come out unless she had to eat or use the restroom or maybe sleep a few times or a few hours of the day. So what her and this other kid who they made clean out the fuel tanks without any protection, they actually had a baby or got pregnant on purpose so they could get away from it. There was another, the third one was sexually abused by a higher up person in Scientology, and they made her do an audit and apologize for being sexually abused, and then also make amends with her abuser. So I mean, it's just this whole thing. You know what I mean? That's why that's all coming into play as well. They take these children and who are in the religion, and at a certain age, they're like, okay, parents, if they want to continue to learn, they have to earn it, and then they have to pay for somehow pay for all these courses, because it takes $1 million, to get up to OT8 or whatever. And instead of paying the money, these children are working to pay for that, and they hold that over their heads as well.
So a lot of intrigue, Rose. Many levels to the shit, and
So many levels.
and
Many levels.
And just to think about it, this is the same. Everything that she just said, which is every horrific thing that she had to report right now. Now that's the same religion as Tom Cruise and John Travolta. So it's the spectrum of the celebrities all the way down to the people who are suffering and scrubbing toilets with fucking toothbrushes and getting beaten. So there's a whole spectrum, right?
Well, all the people that serve them are the ones scrubbing toilets and getting beaten. You know what I mean? They look at him
not
wrong.
Tommy, not Tommy,
Not him, but all of his people.
Right,
crew.
and then he walks into.
He's got a whole crew.
In fact, he walks into this Hollywood Center, and he has like 35 people. Anything that he could possibly imagine or anticipate or want is done for that man because he's the most important crown jewel in this entire
They probably wipe
establishment.
his ass if they ask.
Absolutely,
1,000%.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Well, Leanne said that she had to do when he jumped on the couch. Remember, she had to write I don't know if you saw that with Joe Rogan when she said that she had to write a report on Tom Cruise when he jumped on the couch. It was like being ridiculous. She's like, I didn't like the guy.
Well, and that's Leah Remini, and she was very enlightening on it. And it was a very interesting. I mean, that's what they tell people. That's how the religion works. When you see one of your fellow parishioners doing what the religion says is to be wrong, you have to write a report, and you write all these reports. And then, if when it came down to let's go to when he got married to Katie Holmes, she went to the wedding in Rome, and David Miscavige was there, but his wife Shelley wasn't. She goes, "This is wrong. She was Tom's right hand man. She was part of his crew, and she's not there. Where is she? This." And she sent message, or she called her assistant who was also in Scientology and said, we need to write a report, we need to write a report, we need to write a report.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was Tom Cruise, they said, no, you're wrong, and they took her down to the Flag in Clearwater for 3 fucking months.
Yeah,
and interrogated her and made her
re-education.
audit they made her audit every day. And by the end of it, she finally was just like, fine, I'm wrong, I'll apologize, just to get out of there.
She did it with her whole family. Her whole family
Whole
went down
family
with
down
her,
there.
and she paid for everything. They made her
Yeah,
pay for everything.
hundreds of thousands of dollars to be down there.
And then when she came
Be
back,
reprimanded. Yes.
they noticed that she wasn't coming back to the Scientology as much because she was only going like once a month or something like that.
And then they
And they
kissed her ass and said, "Come back."
Yeah. Come back, and she's like, okay, well, I want a refund. And they're like, no,
No,
you don't get a
there's no
refund.
refunds.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. You have to pay to play, and you're not guaranteed a result.
Yeah. Is this the Scientology website?
This is a sign. See how unbelievably gaudy it is? Remember? I was like, it's like, we're totally normal. See, like Scientology Network. Watch live. Curious? Our doors are wide open. We won't hit you. And there he is. And there's the man right there. David, I think he's right here. Oh, no. Let's go to, there's L. Ron, of course. What is Scientology? I mean, very, very welcoming. Open doors. Please come and give us your $1 million to find out.
Give us your money and we'll save your soul. I mean, I guess they're just more upfront about it than other religions, right?
Great. And
other religions will say, if you want to, please give us some money. You should tithe. You know what I mean? If you believe, you should give
10% of your check.
10%. Yes, exactly. 10% off the top, before you even pay your house payment. But these guys are like, fuck off. We need all your goddamn money.
I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I actually wanted to become a nun when I was a kid.
That's right.
When I went to nunnery school for a little bit because I wanted to become a nun. I was like, I want to become a nun. I want to be able to go save the world and, kumbaya. And then I met boys. And then it all just went downhill.
You went, I like boys and I want dick.
I'm sorry. Did you say there's none of that? There's no dick? Oh,
I don't get any of that. I mean, no, never mind.
I was like, wait a minute. Boy, I don't know. What? No.
But I like
just going to work out for me.
Right.
I mean, I got to be married to God and get nothing out of it. No, that doesn't work.
You do later.
Doesn't work anymore. Sorry. Just going to step outside for a minute. I'll be back.
You do later. Just not now. You're not going to feel it now. Like pleasure later. Just keep working.
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Don't worry. The afterlife is so much better. Just keep going. So, from the eyes of Scientology, what goes on in the Scientology church? Scientology churches are vibrant centers of activity. Each church of I can't even say it. Scientology churches are vibrant centers of activity. Each church of Scientology provides numerous religious services and materials through which individuals may pursue their studies of Scientology. They said nothing there. Like
it's circles.
It's circles, man. Auditing.
Say a lot of words that make me sound smart.
Yeah, just come. Hey, just come and do the thing with Scientology and learn about Scientology. And we're back.
I feel like I need to go on eBay and see if I can find a book. just want to.
Here they are, right here. Or
you can buy them for $59.99.
I don't want them to have anything on where I live. I'm good.
Oh, just put in,
next thing I know, they're going to be knocking at my door, going, "Hey,
yeah.
I heard you were interested, Rose." So auditing. Remember we were talking about auditing Rose with the cans. So let's see what how they explain auditing. Now we know what it is: an intrusive emotional adventure through someone's mind until they break. And this one is auditing from the Latin audite or audire.
It's audire. I took Latin.
Audire.
Audire.
How do you say it?
Audire.
Audire?
Yeah.
Audire, meaning to hear or listen, is given to the range of Scientology procedures intended to help people become aware of their spiritual nature and more able in life. Auditing can be ministered. I was going to read administered.
That's what I thought too.
To a group. Well, remember, this is a religion, so it's a ministry.
It's ministered, yeah.
To a group such as at a Scientology Sunday service. That's weird. Or an individual on a one-on-one basis. A person can also minister certain auditing to himself.
That's what you do when you get the upper levels.
You need a toy for that, don't you?
I think so.
Does the can vibrate? I mean,
It should. I mean, if you're going to get anything out of it.
I mean, sorry, honey, got to do my studying. What are you doing? What are you doing in there, Barbara?
Talking to the spirits.
I'm trying to audit myself, you motherfucker. I'm almost at Satan level 8.
Jesus. Had to get to 10.
Sounds like a fucking lawnmower.
Well, see, I'm wondering if that's where Tom Cruise jumped on that couch because he got to level 10 at that moment, because that was dramatic on Oprah. I was like,
Oh,
you know what?
funny,
I'm surprised Oprah.
funny you say that, Rose.
Oh, you
I'm
have.
surprised
You
Oprah
have.
did not join Scientology.
I think she's.
It's too rich, and plus, I don't know, maybe too religious. Do you think she's
Because
religious?
isn't
in another
Tom
way?
Cruise and her like really good friends?
If you mean by
I
being in the Illuminati together, yeah. They're definitely.
I mean, all religions can come into Illuminati. No, I think she was more too rooted in Christianity than to.
That's
fall
what I was
for.
thinking. That's what I was thinking. She maybe it, and I don't think, and I can look at it, but I didn't get to the part where, and I don't remember if they now like discourage you from having a sex. I don't think they do now. You can have. They realize that if you start taking people's God away, people who already have God in their life, and then bringing them into this, it's a new revenue stream. They'd be like, oh, okay, you can be religious and Scientologist. So,
Well, I think they said that they believe like Jesus was a great philosopher, and they still celebrate Christmas and shit like that. But it's Xenu's the dude.
we celebrate scientific Christmas. We it's just an auditing can with like a.
It's
like a bow
just
on it.
yeah. Sorry.
Like that ones that what are those ones that they have it when you go to the store, or like you go, on the boardwalk, and they have those little things and you have to push it and tells you the level of your strength. Have you seen those when they have them at the fair?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you hit it to see you're like a How Scientology are you? 100? Are you 100 Scientology? Right. Let's see, guys. I would be so embarrassed if you can't hear this for whatever reason. I'm doing the same thing I did last week, so let me know.
We heard it last week.
Antidepressants
we can hear
and
it.
Ritalin for kids.
Good job.
I've never agreed with psychiatry, ever. Before I was a Scientologist, I never agreed with psychiatry. And then when I started studying the history of psychiatry, I started realizing more and more why I didn't agree with psychiatry. And as far as the Brooke Shields thing is, look, you gotta understand, I really care about Brooke Shields. I think here's a wonderful and talented woman. And I want to see her do well. And I know that psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
But Tom, if she said that this particular thing helped her feel better, whether it was the antidepressant or going to a counselor or a psychiatrist, isn't that enough?
Matt, you have to understand this. Here we are today, where I talk out against drugs and psychiatric abuses of electric shocking people, okay, against their will, of drugging children with them not knowing the effects of these drugs. Do you know what Adderall is? Do you know Ritalin? Do you know now that Ritalin is a street drug? Do you understand that?
The difference is
No,
this was
no,
not
Matt,
against
Matt,
her
I'm
will,
ask-
though.
Matt, I'm
But
ask-
this wasn't
Matt, I'm
against
asking you a
Brooke's will.
question. Matt, I'm asking you a question.
I understand
Do you
there's
know?
abuse of all of these things.
No, you see, here's the problem. You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
Aren't there examples, and might not Brooke Shields be an example of someone who benefited from one of those drugs?
All it does is mask the problem, Matt. And if you understand the history of it, it masks the problem. That's what it does. That's all it does. You're not getting to the reason why. There is no such thing as a chemical imbalance.
So
in a body.
postpartum depression to you is
Oh, it's a
kind
Thetan.
of little psychological gobbledygook?
No, I did not say that.
I'm just asking, what would you call it?
Matt, that is the post. Now you're talking about two different things.
But that's what she went on the antidepressant for.
I think he's backed a little bit into a corner there, but like,
Yeah.
it's another minute and a half or so. But like, I mean, does that sound unreasonable to you, Rose? Like, what he's saying? Like, it doesn't sound unreasonable. Like, he doesn't want people
No,
on
it doesn't
drugs.
sound-
He thinks Adderall and Ritalin's horrible. psychology. I mean, I don't know how you feel about psychology, but like, do you agree or disagree with that psychology is good or bad?
Um, I don't think. I mean, if you need it, you need it. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, he believes you
I,
don't need it. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's because he has Scientology and it's rooted in psychology.
yeah,
Well, he said
I
right
mean,
now he didn't like drugs or
right, drugs.
psychiatry before he was a Scientologist, but I don't think he thought
No,
about
no.
that.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, even Leah Remini was like, and we reference her a lot because she's the spokesperson who has come out and publicly said this is wrong, and I'm going to be a mouthpiece and let Scientology come back on me, let everybody tell their story and whatever. But she was like, I went to a psychologist for the first time. I went to therapy and a lot of and she goes, and I told him I thought I knew more because of just like what Tom was saying here. I know more because of Scientology, and I'm smarter than you. But a lot of the things that her therapist was telling her was things that she had kind of learned in Scientology, but put into a different perspective. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I think L. Ron Hubbard was like, these things I know whatever, but I'm gonna skew them to my benefit. I don't know.
You're right. What I'm trying to do with Rose especially is like draw that parallel because when you see something that
why
might be
me?
a little different. Well, because we're learning about it, right? I'm trying to involve
Yeah.
you in the conversation. You
I'm
know,
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
yeah. So like there's certain things
AC
that
Scientology.
that you didn't know. So anyway, at the end of this, there's going to be a link in the description for you to become a Scientologist. This has all been a fucking big ruse to bring you
It's
in.
a ruse.
Yeah.
There's a cash app down at the bottom. It's linked to AC's. It's AC
Yep.
Scientology's cash app. Please go.
I'm trying to join the motherfucking Sea Org.
We're starting our own Scientology shit.
Yeah. Send me, yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's not in the realm of like I don't know. The way he explains it is not to me like completely out of bounds because if you let's say you don't believe in drugs or mental reconditioning, some people just may not believe like I don't, you're another person just like me. Just because you're a psychologist, you know more about me than I can see those things happening, right? Like those things, but like those are reasonable things. This is not the Sea Org. This is like some guy they also fucking pamper, right, and offer the world to. So
Right.
he's gonna
I
have a
mean,
different skew.
he's never been in the trenches.
Well, he's
Yeah,
not
he
allowed
ain't.
to have anybody outside. If you're not a Scientologist, he's not allowed to have anybody around him
Mhm.
that works for him. Everybody who works for him is all in Scientology. Every
Well,
single person in his house, like from his house, from his car, from the people who take care of his children, they're all in Scientology, or not children, but to take care of his home, they're all in
Affairs, yeah.
Scientology.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Well,
crazy.
Scientology did that. That wasn't. I don't think it's his decision to have all Scientologists. Scientologists have infiltrated his life to not lose him because the moment, just like
Yeah.
anybody else who realizes what Xenu is, and all of this is gonna culminate in learning about what Xenu is and what we're gonna look at the bridge that Sam has, right? Because I want to take a look at that. Maybe I can find it on the internet and we can look at the bridge.
I
and
found
then-
it on the internet.
You did? Okay, awesome. Awesome. So
I need
found it
another
on-
shot to keep going into this.
Yes.
I need another
Sure.
shot to keep going into all this.
Let's do that.
you got it.
You know what? This whole thing this whole week has fried my brain because it's so much.
I gotta say,
So
It's fun.
much.
I love just learning.
Me too.
So it's really been fun, and I'm like, oh, let me take this take, or let me find this thing.
Yeah.
Am I going down the wrong path? On where I'm going here. I don't know, because like last week, I watched one thing that you guys didn't, and didn't watch the thing that you did, and I was like, oh, I hope I'm not going down the wrong thing. But I tried to consume as much as I could as far as this goes, and I mean, I still didn't consume all of it, but it's really fun doing that. And even though I may not agree with the doctrine, it's really I like to know. I mean, I guess let's be real, science means to know. I like to find out. I love to learn. And I mean, even though I don't agree with it, now I know about it and I can speak to it, or I can have an opinion on it because now I've researched it. So
furthermore,
We're going back down like the 70s, and this is stuff that's been going on for years and years and years.
I dare you, in fact, to change my mind on it. Like, let's have a conversation now that we've all learned about it.
Right.
And if you can get me to be a Scientologist after I learned all this shit about y'all, this is the best religion I'm gonna join today. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Casey's gonna be pastor Scientologist.
I'm gonna be the highest.
You're gonna be the highest auditor. You're gonna be OT, whatever it is.
You're fucking lying to me. You're lying to me. You're lying to me.
All right,
Anyway,
we doing a shot, folks?
Let's do it. I got it.
All righty. Cheers,
right.
everyone.
Cheers.
To Xenu.
Cheers.
Yeah, to Xenu.
Hey guys, what's going on? Angela, what up? Is Angela? I don't have my glasses on. Angelo. I thought it was. Oh, fuck up and say Angela. What's up?
Right.
What's going on? So let's watch the last 30, 45 seconds of this.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then we can move on to whatever you guys think we should move on to.
Yeah.
I just like to see this guy so passionate about his fucking Scientology.
I mean, he is an actor.
But he's very passionate, though.
That's
very,
a weird Tom Cruise face we just stopped on.
It looks like he's taking those drugs that he doesn't want people to take.
Yeah, Tom Down Cruise.
Exactly.
He's got he's making grilled cheese sandwiches in the middle of the night.
Oh my God.
I'm not making grilled cheese sandwiches in the other night. Yes, you are, Danny.
Oh, I cannot.
Yes, I am.
Through vitamins and through exercise and various things. I'm not saying that isn't real. That's not what I'm saying. That's an alteration of what I'm saying. I'm saying that drugs aren't the answer. That these drugs are very dangerous. They're mind-altering.
I think drugs are very much the answer.
And there are ways of doing it without that, so that
drugs are bad. Okay?
we don't end up in a brave new world. The thing that I'm saying about Brooke is that there's misinformation. Okay? And she doesn't understand the history of psychiatry. She doesn't understand in the same way that you don't understand it, man.
Oh, now my man said you don't understand. She don't understand. Nobody understands.
You don't get it.
It's not us. You don't get it. That's the tale before time. Come on, man. Yeah.
You don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it. You all don't get it.
Who's coming with me?
Y'all don't motherfucking get it. Right. Who's coming with me?
But give me about 10, 15,000. I'll tell you how to get there and get
You're
it.
cool.
You're cool. Million. Yeah. Fuck off.
How bad do you want this OT shit? The classic blame game. That's right, Angelo.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The old school blame game. It's like, this, you know what? You don't know the history. Like, imagine someone telling you, like, the thing is that just, you don't know the history of things that people go to college and university for and become doctors of. You don't know the history of it. I'm an actor.
And psychology is science. Let's be real. I mean, Scientology really isn't based in science, but psychology and being a medical doctor and whatever, you name it, is science. And
oh shit, where'd she go?
I don't know. We lost our host.
Oh my gosh.
There she is.
As soon as you said that, Sam, I was like, I wish you were in my head or I had a button that just went in my heart and in my hands. Why can't people understand? With science.
Yes, exactly.
You don't understand. It's weird science.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, you just don't get it.
We've got evidence and shit.
The thing is that you don't get it, Matt Lauer.
Yeah.
No idea.
Which is kind of funny that it's Matt Lauer that he's doing the interview with. Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah. Disgracednewscasters.com.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Okay, we got to go down that rabbit hole because I don't know that one.
He was part of the Me Too thing. He
He
got
was Me
canceled.
Oh,
Too.
gotcha,
You got
gotcha.
some.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, if we're talking about the sexual abuse of Scientology and whatever, it's kind of funny. Yeah,
Gotcha.
In that
Gotcha.
context, in a bigger sense, but yeah,
yes,
not
in a
funny,
broad
but
sense.
in a bigger
Not
sense, and
ironic.
also
Is that best? Is that the right thing to say? I don't know.
ironic. I mean, I don't also believe every single Me Too person because I don't know
I
them
don't
personally.
either.
So how the fuck can I verify that, right?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
so that's up to now what we have. Tom Cruise. We haven't really talked about John Travolta, but John Travolta is a big part of
I
it,
got some shit to say there.
right?
Yeah,
Do you
but
want to take? I'll bring up some
how
John
come
Travolta
John
stuff.
Travolta isn't as public as Tom Cruise is? Because you know what? I didn't know John Travolta was in until probably a couple months ago.
Oh, I think. I mean,
He doesn't
Travolta
give that
since
much money.
no, he does. Since the 70s has been in it. I mean, his whole career has been in Scientology. If you did you watch Going Clear? Is that the that's
No, I
what it's
didn't. You know what? No, I was going down the operation of Snow White in the 70s. I went down that rabbit hole a little bit, and I still can't grasp around it completely. I'm still
so
trying to.
okay, so since John Travolta kind of came into it, I mean, he's been in Scientology. In Going Clear, there was a gal that was one of like his point person that actually introduced him to L. Ron Hubbard and um, David Miscavige and all. And he has been in it. Probably the longest and more longer than Tom Cruise. But some of the things that Scientology as a whole, and this is kind of the thing of it. They for celebrities, it's a sorry hypocrisy. I can't talk. Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah. So with Tom Cruise, the hypocrisy for him, Scientology says we don't condone divorce. Yet Tom Cruise has been married 3 times. And after his first divorce, they found him his second wife. And after his third divorce, they found him people to be with and his third wife and so on and so forth. Where it comes to with Travolta, Travolta was married, had children. And they even say the death of his child partly could be because Scientology didn't want him to take, he had epilepsy and he had a seizure, and they didn't want him to take medications to fix the seizure because they thought auditing would fix it, right? But he has been rumored to have male companions. And actually, Mike Rinder in an interview had said, listen, had he not been in Scientology, he would have been free to come out and say, yeah, I like dudes. It's not a stigma anymore. After at a certain point of history, he'd have been like, yeah, I like dudes, whatever. It is what it is. Take me or leave me. And people would have still loved him, right? But because of Scientology, he had to be in the closet, and Scientology has turned a blind eye. Haggis, one of the reasons he left Scientology is because his daughters were lesbian, and they were being ridiculed for being that, and cast down. And he was like, no, these are my kids, I love them, they have their choice, I'm going to get out of this because of that. So with John Travolta, had he have not been in Scientology, he could have been free to be like, yeah, I like dudes, whatever, it's fine, nobody cares. But now he's still living in the closet because of that. But they've turned a blind eye to him having gentleman colors and whatever it may be. So
See, I didn't know that until this is the first time hearing that John Travolta was doo-doo-doo
Yeah.
on the other side, batting on another team.
that came out a while ago, but it was kind of brushed under like, oh, it's just a tabloid thing, but I don't think it is.
So
Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
something for
And
part
who cares
two.
if he is?
Something for part 2 as well. We're going to talk about David Miscavige and who the leader is now, right? The guy who took over.
Mhm.
However, he had a very rocky past with his father, and his father. Imagine the leader of Scientology now. His
father was in it too,
who
right?
got you into it because he was
Yeah.
a Scientologist like back in the damn 60s, right?
And he's not in it now.
and he escaped from Scientology. His own father,
Dad.
the leader now, his own father escaped, and he's been on a couple of. But we'll save that for part 2 if you want, Rose.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check this out. Check this out. Tenemos tremendo lío. Okay. Let me know if you can hear this once we start it, because this is Leah Remini, and
Yes.
he's gonna ask him he's gonna ask her a pointed question about what Scientology has cost her throughout the years.
Yes.
And there's not much about John Travolta other than people commenting on it, but basically John Travolta, his attachment to Scientology helped him with the death of his son Jet. Remember, he died.
Right.
Back
Which
in the day.
could have been caused by Scientology.
Could have been. So we don't know anything. But
Meaning,
that's mostly
if they
what's
have not given him the prescriptions he needed. Yeah.
right. Exactly. And I'm sure you're fucking kicking yourself now. Let me know if you can hear this.
Book Troublemaker is
Got it.
already a blockbuster. There is so much in it. A lot of it is serious. And here's what I have a few follow-up questions to the book because I read it and I'm fascinated. And I know the viewers have a lot of questions. How much money do you estimate that you gave the Church of Scientology for your life?
Millions.
Millions. Over 3?
Yes.
Wow. I wondered, can you explain the church's stance about maintaining relationships with family members who have left the church? For example, I am fascinated by the Tom Cruise thing in terms of his daughter. If she allegedly left the church, what does that mean in terms of his ability to
You mean
be...
his actual baby?
Yes,
you mean?
sir.
Oh, yeah,
yes. If she's no longer a Scientologist, which I'm assuming or I've read, does that mean he can't be in touch with her?
Well, she's a baby, so she's a child. She doesn't have a choice.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, but the policy of the church is you can't be connected to someone who has committed a suppressive act, which I have, Katie has, per the church policy.
Got it.
So you can't be connected to that. You have to shun that particular person.
I'm wondering also, you didn't mention Travolta.
Sorry. Would a religion, for either of you, would any religion in this world that you found, maybe it's a revelation now, and you're like, oh my God, this religion is perfect for me. I love it. My husbands are into it, whatever. Like, would you be willing to excommunicate your family for any religion ever?
No.
No.
Never.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
There's no God, there's no higher power that can separate you from your family.
No.
No.
Because they don't get it, right? Like, you believe so much that now, your sister, that was on.
Okay, hold on. My
how
sister's
was your
fine.
day the other day?
Sorry.
No, I'm saying, like, now you.
I only say that because I've stopped talking to her for a minute because of something completely unrelated.
You stole my sweater.
Amy, no, it was deeper than that. But I don't believe. No, I will stop talking to my family if they're being.
Dickheads.
I will hold a boundary, and if they're being toxic, I will. Just because they're family doesn't mean I need to talk to them. However,
you just remove yourself for a moment.
Yes. However, this is different. If my sister said, I'm going to be a Satanist or whatever, I don't fucking know. I believe this, I'm going to be a Scientologist. I would not say, okay, I'm never going to talk to you again because I believe something different. I'd be like, okay, how can I help? You know what I mean? Let me fix you. But no, I would not stop talking to somebody because they didn't believe something I believed in. I would only stop talking to them because I'm holding a boundary. That is healthy for me.
How would you guys
Does that make
feel?
sense?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. How would you guys feel if it was done to you? Like, you were the suppressive person in there. You know what I mean?
Be pissed.
Like, they're now Scientologists, and they're like, I'm sorry, I can't hang out with you. You don't believe in it. You did a podcast about it. You're on the internet. We hate that. How would you feel?
I'd be pissed.
I'd be mad, but I'd be like, okay, that's your opinion, that's your choice. I'm still gonna send you messages every Friday that's what I did. You know what I mean? If I send you every Friday, hey, I love you, take care, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, I'm not gonna stop if you decide to stop talking to me because you decide to join this group. You know what? That's your choice. You've made that choice. And this is my choice to still keep in contact. Just say, hey, you know what? I still love you and I'm here, whatever, regardless you decide to do.
The reason I feel like I said this in the beginning of the podcast, that Scientology is like a narcissist. because
Awesome.
no, I know it's funny. When you date if you've ever been with a narcissist, Rose, I think you have.
Yeah.
They say your friend or family who cares about you but doesn't believe what I'm saying, you need to stop talking to.
And they do it in
Scientology,
such a way.
they do it in such a way where you're like, oh, I think I should because you'll love me if I do that. And that's why Scientology is a narcissistic cult. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't mean it like that, but
And
it's true because
she's right.
the way you get people to conform or to do what you want is to separate them from their ground. You know what I mean? People have people in their life, you know, friends, family, whatever, that ground them and make them, you know, have a level head. Not make them, but help them have a level head. And then when people come in to try to rip that away, they're like, no, you can't have your grounding people, you know, you can't have this. And that's what Scientology does. They
Suppressive.
have
Yeah, those people are suppressive.
Yeah.
Those people are gonna
they
talk about
buck
the outside
them, they're
world.
free thinking, they're whatever. And I mean, it really is like a fucking narcissistic abusive boyfriend.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why I would never join Scientology, or I could because I've been susceptible to those narcissistic people.
Yeah, there's a healthy relationship. We have 2 hours, sir. Okay, hold your horses.
Yeah,
Hit up a Burger King. Hit up a Burger King.
I already made him dinner. I made steak with mushrooms and onions and cheese on top.
He's just
and
jealous.
yeah, I already made dinner,
He's
so
jealous.
he can fuck off.
Don't be so jelly. Don't be so jelly belly.
He's just not a part of it.
So that makes sense because, you know, suppressive people. Just let's tie it up. Let's put it together with the podcast we did last week. Who did we talk about? Talked about Gypsy Rose.
Yes.
What did Gypsy Rose mom do? Suppress her. She didn't have internet. This is the world. The world.
You
is
have
through
to
the-
you isolate
Disney.
people,
Now,
and then they
what she's doing to her husband.
The main thing we should do an update on that. The
Yeah, we
main
should.
thing on Midnight Media, I was actually going to do.
bet
I was
so
going to
much on that
actually.
one.
I wanted to talk about it so badly because I found some amazing articles about how life is going now, and I wanted to do an actual video, like a recorded video on Midnight Media. I'm working on that, but
Okay.
let's tie it up together, right? So, someone who the only information is filtered through them, the outside world is bullshit. I'm the only one with the right information. Do not leave my side. When I'm gone, there's no outside
You're nothing
connection.
without me.
There's
Yeah.
no poison. Right? So no one's gonna. Everyone out there is evil. They're gonna poison you. In fact,
Yeah.
in this religion, you're the savior, right? Like, not only that, you're the only one that knows the truth, and that's the real crux of a cult. Is like, I'm the only one that knows the truth. I'm giving this to you as a gift. Do what I say, and you'll get to X place. And that's what cults ultimately boil down to. You know?
Yes.
But this one's
Well, they know
special.
how to bring you in,
Uh-huh.
make you feel special. You're the number one, and then destroy you and make you feel like you're the bottom of someone's
Again, it's an
shoe.
abusive boyfriend or abusive relationship. They
It's classic.
break you down and go, I am the savior. It's just it's that abusive relationship in mass, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that is the I don't, as you said,
The
crux
high-
of it.
that's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the, and it's also the
That's
same
the-
plan, right?
It
goes
is
through
the same plan. It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
And
Same
as
thing.
much as
have
we
to-
want to differentiate things and be like, oh, this is weird and this is weird. No,
It's all the
the
same.
playbook
fucking
has
shit.
all been this. It's dawn of time. We're just living now, but this has been going on for centuries. People
And a
trying
lot
to
of-
manipulate.
And here's the thing. I mean, as a person being, as you will know, Rose, as women, and men can be in it too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to cut you out there, AC. I just don't know your history on that. But have being in that type of relationship.
As an abuser,
No, meaning
kidding.
that
I
you've
don't know your
not been
relationship well.
abused.
How do you feel about that?
No, what I mean is I wasn't even a lot of times you're unsuspecting, right? Because when it first happened to me, I had witnessed my parents having a loving relationship. I never thought anything would do. I put a thumbs up. Sorry, I never thought anybody would do anything wrong to me. You know what I mean? So I trusted so wholeheartedly in anybody who said, "I've got your best interest at heart," and then they start whittling away, and that's exactly what a lot
Yeah.
of these things, especially Scientology, have done. we have your best interest at heart. We want to make you whole. We want to blah, blah, blah. We'll never fuck with you. You're going to trust it because you've not been in a situation where somebody has had your not had your best interest at heart. It's easy to fall into, even if you're smart and aware and whatever. You don't always, when you trust people who say they have your, I don't know.
It's like they give you a box of chocolates, right? A box of chocolates, and then halfway through, you're having a box of chocolates, and they're starting to rot, and then by the
You've
time you're
got
done, they're
fucking
all
worms and roaches
Yeah.
and shit in it.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
call.
And then you're like,
No.
fuck, they said it was good though, so I gotta eat it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they've conditioned you, and it is brainwashing or manipulation. It's really manipulation. I don't necessarily like the brainwashing term, but they've manipulated you into the point where now I guess it is brainwashing, but you believe, oh, you said it's okay, so I'm going to eat this fucking cockroach because you said it was good and it's going to nourish me. I guess I should.
Right.
You know what
I don't
mean?
know any different. I don't know how to grow. I don't know how
Exactly.
to gather anything. You've told me that this is what food is, and you can do
Right,
that with anything.
exactly.
You can make anything so abstract that you break people's minds, and that's
mean,
basically what's
it's-
happening with now in society, right? It's like
But isn't
now
that
we all
everything
we
now?
all knew how things were, and until people were like, "Are they like that?" And then you're like, everything starts coming apart at the seams. Your whole reality,
I
and,
mean,
it's just like it's almost where everything that we've gone through the past couple of years. Do this, take this, do that, do you know what I mean? And if you take this, you don't get sick. You do that, you don't do that. You know what I mean? It's all part, but this is just much more. This is much more in depth to the point where they suck you in. Like basically they suck your bones dry,
right?
It's
I mean, I hate to say it, but I am a spiritual person. I would think. I mean, I'd love to believe there was a higher power because it makes me feel better. And I'll be the first to admit it does make me feel better. And I'm going to believe that. But all of the organized religion is just a fucking money grabbing scheme. And it's all corrupt and it's
It's a
bullshit.
control. It's a thing for control.
It
And
is.
then
It
we
is.
should actually do, and Rocksteady was right when he said
Yeah,
that.
I know. I
We should
agree.
probably do some Catholicism. We should probably talk about the Catholic Church, as
I mean,
uncomfortable as it could be. It's uncomfortable.
It's
Um,
the same shit,
it's the
just
same
a
shit.
different fucking cover.
It's
You
a
know what I
Ponzi
mean?
scheme. It's a shell game.
Yeah.
Where it's like, follow the priest, and then you put him in Cincinnati if you rape some kid in Tucson.
Yeah.
then
It's
you're
the
not
kind
gonna
of
find
same
him.
thing. It's they do the what is it where you go in and what is it, those electric things or whatever and they detect, right? Well, we go
It's
to
confession.
confession. So it's just everything
Thank
is
you. Oh
put in
my gosh, she's
different
come.
terms.
She came full circle.
I mean,
Yay!
Tonight.
for everybody who
We've done
doesn't
our
know,
job
I
did.
live in a bubble. Okay, for everybody who doesn't
No.
know, yes, I live
No,
in
that
a
was
bubble.
good.
And I stay in a boat, and I like my little bubble. Okay, but sometimes
But are you kidding me?
I
Look at
out
look
of
at
my
the journey we
bubble.
just went on.
I peek out.
No.
I peek out of my bubble, and then I come right back to my bubble.
It's
No,
beautiful.
but it's the
We went-
same.
No,
But
it's
it's the
great.
same thing. It's the same
It
thing.
is.
It's
And
just
it's
all
sad.
has
It
different.
can be.
names.
Let's not paint it all with a bad brush. Let's not paint it all. Some people, a good amount of people, are just good God-fearing people or Scientology, whatever, anything you believe in, that fearing people, that makes you a better person through a set of rules to live by, and by golly,
I mean,
it's a
not
good it's a
bad
good way to
idea.
live. Yeah.
Right.
But of course, people are
We-
entrenched in money and corruption, so
We can have a moral code without being indoctrinated into things. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I bring her up a lot because she's like the mouthpiece. But Leah Remini said at one point, I baptized my daughter Catholic, but I told her, go find your own way. I just want you to have something, an anchor, just to start from, but figure out what you believe, and whatever you believe it is. But if you believe in nothing, you'll fall for anything. And I
True
kind
that.
of I feel that, but I don't feel like this is really weird for me to say. I grew up. I went to a Lutheran school from kindergarten through 8th grade. I had church shoved down my throat. Don't get me wrong, I do believe in higher power, but I don't think you need a higher power to live a good life. If that makes sense. I feel like if you have a set of morals and whatever, you
That comes
don't
with being a
need.
strong person. You have to be a very strong
Right.
person to set your
But-
own parameters instead of giving your parameters to somebody else.
And I also think, your parents should go, okay, here's what I believe, but you believe what you want. You know what I mean? Figure out whatever. With my girls, I didn't force religion down their throats. I didn't. Uh, one of them I did right, one of them I did wrong. I don't know.
You
But
know,
Whoa.
you know what I mean? One of them I told too much information. The other one I held back until now.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
We always, you always you can have a moral code without having a higher power. And I
Mhm.
Yeah.
think that's the biggest thing here. I
You
don't know.
can. Some people
Well,
are
and-
not that emotionally developed either, Rose. I'm sorry. Like some people are not emotionally developed enough to know that they have to, be a good person. They have to be something based on fear. Because if I do this, then this is going to
Why?
happen. It's very transactional. Because you have to equate. People by nature. Look, Catholic priests would be way better if they said that they.
But
weren't
Catholic
celibate.
priests have no fucking.
Like, just say that you're not celibate. Like, don't make that a rule because then you're
It
holier
should-
than thou,
Do
and then
you
it's
know
even
why
worse.
do you know why it's a fucking rule? Because back in the day, when they didn't have that goddamn rule, women at the time would, because the priesthood and being a pope, or being the priesthood was like a status. It was a status thing. And so women would fuck the priest and then they'd rule the church. So what they did to combat that is say, no women.
Right.
That's
More
how it
control.
happened.
And then they didn't think, just peel the onion one more layer. Now, are they can do
Now-
it. They can be corruptible, and they're going to
Right.
do that. And if it's all kids,
But now
they're going to do kids eventually. Like, come
That's what
on,
I'm saying.
man.
It wasn't based in religion. It was based in being a priest was like being a king back in the day.
Right. Oh, the Pope was like, I mean,
Yeah,
it was everything. Everything.
Yes.
Kings
I mean, they
consulted
had-
with the Pope.
The whole reason they have a fucking chair with a hole in the bottom is because they had a chick pretend to be a fucking dude, and she became the pope, or a priest, and they had to check if the person becoming the priest or the pope had a dick.
Had a sack coming through the hole.
Yes, that's exactly it. So
Sack check. Oh, they're
that's
good.
why they have that. So, because there was a woman who was a priest and a pope way back in the day, and they
That's
had
a
to
good
fucking.
thing to cover too. Yeah. that's
Now
a
we
good
should
one.
do that. I'm just saying, it's all for power.
It's all bullshit. Everything you know is a lie. Follow the Roses Are Red podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, because we're saying shit.
Yeah. So going back to Scientology.
what
Going
happens
back to
Sorry.
in public
Scientology.
drinks.
We went off on a tangent.
No, but that makes sense because we correlated it to our own experiences and we are realizing what the hell this is, like it or not.
Yes.
This is part of it. So the 5 weirdest questions on Scientology, the Sea Org application. So remember the Sea Org we just talked about with
Oh,
the
yeah,
Navy
yeah,
and
yeah.
all that. So we have former Village Voice editor in chief Tony Ortega who takes on these like weird kind of cultish topics and things like that. So he writes about these things. So Tony Ortega is an investigative reporter, and this is what they must fill out. Scientology's strict religious order for which members sign a billion-year contract. So, number 1, the first question you're going to get is, have you taken LSD or acid? Some slang names are blotter acid, window pane, orange sunshine, purple haze, and microdose. So they want to know if you've expanded your mind in any way like that. And then he's like, hey,
Are
buddy.
you free thinking? Then
Yeah.
no,
He looks so
because you
freaky.
won't agree to this.
A decent
Look at his
number
little
of questions.
tie. Look at his little tie around his
Look at that.
little
I
like.
think it's called an ascot.
It is an ascot, like
So much. He has so much
Fred
under
from
there.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
It looks like he's. It's so
What's up, gang?
tight.
Hey, gang, want to
He's
make a
got
religion?
So much going on.
What's hiding under that mask? Oh, there's
Hey,
fucking
Fred.
Xenu.
Brian Probably? Brian Probably?
It's Xenu.
Number 2, have you ever taken PCP or angel dust? Some slang names are sherms, super weed, dust, super cool, killer weed, whack, and animal tranquilizer. Have you ever taken those things?
You know how you're bringing up this picture right now. It's coming up.
Not
of
on
the
purpose.
Scientology. This is the most creepiest building I've seen in LA because it's just what you see in that picture. It is
Yeah.
blue.
And why the
It's like-
cross?
Well,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
doesn't
understand
matter.
this blue. I don't get the blue. Like, why the blue? Because it just
Well,
stands
blue
out.
and purple are royal. right? Those are royal deity colors, right?
True, but it looks like an
looks
insane
this-
asylum. It looks like an
it kinda
insane
does,
asylum that
it
they try
does.
to make it look right. They're like,
They're like,
this
"Oh,
is
let's-
an asylum. Paint it blue.
Let's dress it up.
And it sticks out like a sore thumb in
Yeah.
LA. It does. It's just like
We're wearing
boom.
street jackets, but it's okay because it's
Make
blue.
it look normal. Make
It's
it look
happy.
normal. Make it look normal.
Because the one in
Blending into the sky.
Put a cross on it. Fuck it. Let's get some people in here.
well, the one in LA on Hollywood Boulevard, it used to say
Yeah.
Church of Scientology. They
Yep.
took out the church and blacked it out now. So now it just says Scientology.
Mm.
So
No.
Have you
Number
ever been involved in
3.
homosexual activities or sexual perversions? Who hasn't been involved in sexual perversions?
Dude, does he know what a Portuguese breakfast is? That's a sexual. I can
Perversion.
explain that in detail, but I'm telling you, give somebody a rusty trombone, you can't be a Scientologist, okay?
I mean, you like to be choked or your ass spanked? Nope.
Choked and spanked at the same time, we call it a spit roast. Put you on the spit roast, boo boo. Have you ever been involved in homosexual activities? Like, okay, so immediately, anybody queer, anybody in the LGBTQAI plus community cannot come. You are not invited to be
can't
science.
come.
You're not invited to be science.
Nope.
or
No
whatever.
Scientologies.
So
you can't learn about science. Sorry, guys.
sorry, you can't tology yourself at all. In Dianetics, L. Ron Hubbard classifies homosexuality as a perversion, and on his tone scale, quote unquote, of human emotion, he classifies it as covertly hostile. So, gays,
geez.
queers, you are covertly hostile. Don't come here.
Are you related
These
to
outfits get me so like.
You
Oh
like them, huh?
no,
No,
I just want
'cause
to rip them off of them.
That's bullshit because you love
You
men in
can't be in the
uniform.
CIA.
You love men in uniform.
Just not that uniform. Sorry,
You're like,
wrong
fuck, I
uniform.
want to like them. I want to think they're hot, but they can't be because they're
Look at-
weird.
Look at this girl
Let's
to
be
the
real.
right.
The only
Look at the girl
one
to
on
the
the
right.
right?
Her face on the other
this
right.
one- yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right there. Her face. Look at her face.
Oh,
And then
I haven't
like,
had sex
plug,
in
she's like,
4 years. Yeah.
And then look at the one next to her. She's like, "Hey, come on in."
Save
Look
me.
at her
She's like,
face.
blink twice to save me from this boat.
And then okay, and then look.
Blink, blink,
if you
blink.
go over, it looks like someone put a face on top of that one.
This one?
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just like
It's
Googled
totally
Susan. They're like,
Photoshopped.
Susan. And then like, oh, a generic
Put a
Susan
new
came
face.
up.
Let me just put a new
Nice.
face there. You got the
Look
one
at this
behind
one.
her going.
Look at this one.
Yeah, I know. All
Look
of
at
them
them.
look fake.
It's Scarlett Johansson. It's like, if we look, it's starting to be people that clearly shouldn't be there. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Oh,
Let's
wait.
go a little deeper. A little deeper. Should we?
All right.
Look at
One
these
behind
guys.
that guy.
Does this guy have one closed eye?
I think he has no eye. I think
Buddy,
it's
He's
I think
winking,
it's-
going, "Hey, baby, come on in."
this guy, AI generated sailor in the back here.
well, I'm sorry. They put one ethnic or like Asian guy right behind David Miscavige, and that's the only culturally diverse person that's in that fucking picture.
Yeah, he's mildly. I think he's just tired. He's
Right? Yeah.
mildly Chinese guy. He kind of looks like He kind of looks like James. Was it James McAvoy? Like a young James. This is definitely. Look at this. This is definitely a Photoshop. This is not real.
And all
No.
of it is.
It's
It
a
all
bad
is.
Photoshop.
It's
That's a
horrible.
very bad. It's a guy's face on a girl's
horrible.
body.
Hey Rose, good call, dude. Like you fucking nailed it. Look at this very pale, differently like colored.
Well-
not because
Oh,
she's
that's probably
brown.
another try it a culturally diverse fucking
Yeah.
Sea Org.
Well, look at the one. Okay, look at the one behind the main dude. Go back 3 faces. Down, just a little bit down.
It's the same one as
It's
the one
in
right
the
over
corner.
your shoulder, just with the
Yeah, right in
slightly-
the corner. Over one,
Here?
one more over. Right there. Nope. Go back down.
Nope.
Go back down. Oh, over
left.
one more. Right there.
Left.
Right there. Look at that
she's-
face.
She doesn't make sense in the terms of the photo. If you see this,
Yeah, you're right.
because
She was just stuck
her
there.
hat is in front, but her body's behind.
She's like,
And look, her face is smaller than the hat. The head is smaller than the hat.
Yeah. Either she has the smallest head in the Sea Org, or
This is what happens. You
this
go
is
to
definitely a
the burger
badass Photoshop, bro. This
like
one
Beetlejuice
for sure.
Where your head shrinks, Beetlejuice where the head shrinks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 6
Crazy.
foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch.
He's like, he was like, oh, you took the number ahead of mine.
98. All right, 98. So we got fucking Wish.com, James McAvoy. We have Scarlett, a retarded picture of Scarlett Johansson, a very small headed 6 foot, 7 foot, one fucking Captain One Eye.
We got right behind. Okay, on the left.
These people aren't
if you're looking
real.
No, they're not. None of them are.
No.
None of
you know,
them are
I've
real.
seen this fucking photo 100 times. None of these people are fucking real.
No, only. I mean,
Who's that? The
Who's
camera's over here, buddy. What are you doing? looking out
very
to the ocean.
serious too.
Yeah.
Okay, but look at the way they're standing too. If you look at some of them,
None of them are
standing a certain way,
natural.
and other people are standing a different way. They're all angles
I'm
on
sorry.
different
I wanted
ways.
to get,
Maybe because I
We
take
need
pictures.
the other questions, by the way.
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Where is that? Where is that? No, it's here. Down. Come on, Tay. Show 'em. Okay.
There you go. Look at their angles. All their angles are like one's to the left, one's to the right, one's to the middle. None of them are cohesive with their
Here's another
stance.
very small-headed person, right?
Well, look at the one next to it. It's
This
yellow.
is a child.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the other. Yeah.
It is.
What?
Oh, look
that
at the
is
old man in
great.
front of it. Look at the old man in front. Look at the one in the very
God.
back. He looks like a little pirate in the
Jesus.
back.
Magic.
Jeez, the fucking Louise.
Louise. Whoever Louise is, Jeezer. Holy shit, dude.
Oh wait, hold on.
Uh-huh.
Okay, right there, right where your cursor is.
Mm-hmm.
There. Okay, so
That's a
right
weird
behind
thing.
it. Yeah. No, you can't even see that one, and because the whole hat is.
This
none
one?
of them are.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that one too, and
Look at this one. Private eyes are watching you. Look at your every move.
no, I mean, there's no way.
AI
is
generated
always-
every. Oh, the one Chinese guy. Bullshit.
Yeah, no.
I call bullshit, Seorg.
Okay,
Well,
now
go-
go straight to the back. Go straight to
Uh-huh.
the back. Okay, go right behind. Okay, right there. Go right behind that guy that you're at. Where
Right
your
behind the
cursor is.
kid. Right behind the
side.
child. This guy.
Okay, right next. Oh, that
Look how
guy.
big his
that
hat
guy right
is.
there.
Oh my God,
Look at that one.
he's got a little head too.
His hat is so huge, and look at her.
Oh, there's an Edgar. Okay, go down. Okay, now you're gonna go down. Okay, now go. Okay, now go to your right.
Oh wait, yeah.
Go to your right. Go to your right. Go. Keep going right. One more. Right. Up. Straight up. Straight up. Right there. Now to your
Here?
left.
This guy.
That guy right
Yes.
there. It's an Edgar.
Yeah.
It's
Hello.
The same guy. Yeah.
Hello.
And look at the girl in front of him. The hat's bigger than the person.
It is. It's the
Looks
perspective.
like a mushroom.
There's nothing right
Look
with
at
this
this
picture.
and that. This.
There's
which
nothing
one?
right with this picture.
It's
Nothing.
true, you guys. Ay, Dios mío.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. These people don't match.
Oh, Maron. Oh, Maron.
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 Look
All
at these
right,
fucking guys.
None
They're
of it matches
none of them
up.
fucking match already.
No.
Number 5 question. Are you here to disrupt the organization? Are you?
Yes.
Because you can get the fuck out. It's like, I'll run over and say
I'm
no.
so fucking here to disrupt this mother. He's like, dude.
Oh, shit. Sorry. My alarm's going off.
You gotta go. He's like,
Whoops.
you gotta.
Uh,
You been summoned
In 2
You gotta say
hours.
Yes. I'm communicating back to Goldbase. Yes, th've done it. They've taken the bait.
something.
He's like,
I've always been a Scientologist.
Secret.
Oh.
no, for real. Totally
Yo,
here
what-
to disrupt it.
What's up, Big Train? What's going on? Oh man, we're laughing at L. Ron. Unless you're a
Yes.
Scientologist, don't at me. Don't at me.
You can't be shot for what you have done. You can only be shot for what you haven't told us. Dude.
That's the new tramp stamp. Everybody has to get that on their lower back
You
when they join
can't
Sea
be
Org.
shot for what you have done. You can only be shot for what you haven't told us. So
No
be a
regrets.
fucking degenerate. But
No regrets.
and tell us, but don't not tell
Oh,
us.
my man Southern Hubs. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's
Southern
up?
Hubs on Twitch. We found him, bro. What's going on, man?
What's up?
God
Southern
bless. I haven't
Hubs.
talked to you in so long.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yes,
Do you have what it
welcome.
takes, Southern Hubs?
Boom.
Have you ever tried blotter acid? Are you a homosexual? If you're not, you too can join. You too. Have you ever
Scientology.
tried PCP or angel dust?
I
Have you
might
ever-
have been dosed
Those,
with
you
that
know
at
what?
one
Those are
point.
just odd questions just to ask. Hey, have you ever done angel like
That's normal.
Other-
Kind of like
but
it's very
in a
pointed.
I mean,
in a cult? I would just say, have you ever done drugs? Why do you have to be so specific? Like,
But
why do you
remember-
have?
well,
to be,
because maybe some drugs are okay.
They don't got cocaine. They care if you've like expanded your mind to another. Like when you do LSD or mushrooms and things, you see things from a different perspective. You generally see everybody as one, right? Like when they say when you do DMT, sorry, DMT. That was hard to say. Do DMT. So when you do that,
You said
it
doo-doo.
opens your mind.
DD mega doo doo.
So when you open your mind in such a way, like you understand, and that's why people I think have a big aversion to drugs that open your mind. You realize, and I've said this before, honestly, when we break through the barrier of all this bullshit, and it might sound like a hippie, but like we are all one mind.
Right,
And
I agree.
You,
It's a hive
you
mind.
understand when you get that vibration and you realize that we're connected from the trees to the bees to the whales to the snails, like everything is connected, and that's what those drugs show you.
They do.
People who have their finger on the button to like kill shit should really do some DMT so they can realize the empathy that they're going to feel. They're going to think twice before killing someone because that's your brother, that's your sister. You know what I mean? And that's, I think, what the big conspiracy in the world is, that people just don't want us to know that. People don't want us to know how connected we are because we're better off divided.
We're not.
Some hippie shit. There's some hippie shit.
No, I agree. Yeah. And that's exactly why they're asking that, because if you have taken those, you're going to be like, no, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
bullshit. Yeah.
It's
Oh, he knows too much. He knows too
we've touched.
much.
So let's go over what we've touched
Part
on
of the
tonight. We've
matrix.
touched on the Sea Org organization.
Mhm.
We've touched on
Mhm.
L. Ron,
Hubbard.
Hubbard, and Leanne Rhymes. The
Leah Remini.
Leah,
Close. Very, very close.
How do I live without you? Sorry, that's Leanne Rhymes.
I always say her all the time. My husband's like,
Leah
no.
Remini.
Leanna Remini Rhymes.
I'd like on part 2. I'd like to touch with her co-host, which is Dave, and I don't know his last name for the life of me.
Southern Hubs is cracking up. Southern Hubs cracking up at you. So everybody, it's good to see you out there, Southern Hubs. We're gonna do this every Friday.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want me to learn for next time, because I've learned a lot.
So she has a partner she works with, Dave, and like I said, can't for the life of me can't remember his name, but they're together.
Right.
Always together on YouTube. They did the show on together. Anyway, them two, and then
You're talking
what
about
else?
Mike Rinder. Mike Rinder.
Is it Mike Render? Why do I have
Mike
Dave in
Rinder.
my head?
He's the
then?
Australian guy.
Paul
He's
Haggis as
Scientology
well.
Rocksteady.
Yeah. Yes, Scientology
Okay.
Rocksteady. Yes. I agree. I was like, oh my god, it's Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Only he's in
Yeah.
Scientology. Yeah.
Only
No, he was an enforcer.
He was the
so-
pit bull, man. He would be like
He was an
he's-
enforcer.
He's the one. If you're out there, like you said, your friends would be out there, like you know, trying
Well,
to protest.
not my people I know. Yeah.
His watch is beeping again.
We're almost there. We're almost there. They're taking the bait. So I was talking to David
Don't
Miscavige.
forget Cash App.
No, you're not.
AC Midnight.
Cash App,
Scientology.
Midnight Media. You know where to find me. Oh, who gave me that one?
You did. You did.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause I was doing this.
You did it yourself.
Fuck, I can't even call Kit. I can't even call Kit, dude.
Oh
Let me give you
Jesus!
those down.
Well, you gotta call Kit the other way.
You know what?
can't.
I can't.
Do
I
a
get
pinky up.
Michael. It's so he called me Michael.
Pinky up.
So yeah, Mike Rinder was like the pitbull. He'd come out here and be like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about, man? Or whatever. You know, he'd just go nuts on you. So he was
would.
and we'll take a look at that. I can archive
Yeah.
some footage of him like really attacking people on the,
Mm-hmm.
on the thing on the street. However,
Yes.
I felt like you were trying to end this, and we haven't watched the Battlefield Earth trailer.
Oh, it's up to you guys. Want to keep going? We can keep going. It's up to you.
I mean, can we just end it on the Battlefield Earth trailer? And
Absolutely.
Then pick it up
Okay.
next
And-
time?
and-
Hell yeah.
And everybody, just remember, please do your research. Please don't take our words for it. Go ahead and look up this stuff yourself and
Yep.
I mean,
do your own opinions on it. This is what we've done. This is our opinions, our thoughts.
we have our own opinions, but we have been stating facts as well.
Yes.
We try.
So please,
Things are funny though. Things are funny at times, but
Things are funny, and that's our opinion.
and the way it works is you introduce whatever your opinion is, and we'll respect it, and you respect ours, and that way we can open a discourse to see if this is something that you want to learn about or not. Because you can always swipe away, So
Sure. You don't have to watch.
you can follow Red Rose at the Red Rose Podcast here on YouTube if you're watching it. You can follow Sam I Am. I'm not sure if she's down. Are you down there?
I am down. Yeah.
Okay, good. So you can follow Sam I Am there at the Married Couple Podcast. The number 15, the number 15 podcast in the universe. On top of Natasha Leggero, where I know that.
Yeah. Dave's all.
I was about to say Dave might want to be, but and you can follow me. You can follow me at Midnight Media _ on YouTube and Twitch and all those kind of places. We're going to do this on all of our channels every Friday, and I'll be having Midnight Media come back as well with our good friend Mixelplix. He'll be in the house. We take on some topics like faith healers, and we like the ridiculous as well. But we are learned creatures that will go through and learn with you guys if you like to learn. So join us.
absolutely. And we're gonna watch a little clip.
Yeah. So for context, L. Ron Hubbard wrote Battlefield Earth, and it actually got made into a movie that John Travolta starred in. It's a fucking weird fucking movie, and it's horrible. It's horrible. It's the worst.
Let us know in the chat if you've seen it.
It's not good.
No, I've never seen this. So, all right.
So this is a movie in 2000, like Sam said, written by L. Ron Hubbard. Obviously, I think Tom Cruise might have turned this down. Thank God.
Travolta was like, "Yeah,
Travolta was like, get my grubby hands on it, baby." This is prior to Pulp Fiction, so like prior to his return, because he was popular in the 70s, early 80s, fell off.
Was it prior to Pulp Fiction? I thought Pulp Fiction was in the 90s, like late 90s.
If it was after, God, I feel so fucking bad because this is like a trillion times worse than.
Pretty sure.
Anyway.
It doesn't matter.
You guys ready?
Pulp Fiction came out in 94, so it was.
6 years to marinate on that, on an amazing movie. And then, you know what?
And then this.
Yeah, I'll be the Wish.com Klingon from Star Trek. This is horrendous.
It was rough.
It was rough. And here you go, Rose.
That's good.
When we attacked your planet, our soldiers, and all their advanced technology, it only put up a measly 9-minute fight before they were exterminated.
Are you able to hear it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Good.
That's why it was thumbs up.
Which is why man is an endangered species.
What? I'm sorry. What in the world, says Rose?
He knew.
This is the same year that fucking The Matrix came out. And these people are doing this to movie. This is like, that was some of the most horrendous CGI I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
Shame on you, Warner Brothers.
Right? And this is why I don't get a year membership at Warner Brothers. I'll do Universal's.
Lord have mercy.
Jeez Louise.
So that's what it is. So we were talking about John Travolta, so maybe ended on a visual of him actually acting out and cosplaying Scientology. So there you go.
That's exactly what it is.
Wow. Wow. It's all I got to say. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. Wow,
well, I had a great Friday night.
Same.
Same here.
I wouldn't rather spend it with anybody else. I hope you guys enjoyed it too.
Same. Absolutely. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Please like it, subscribe to all of us, and it's free. There's no cost to subscribe. So
yeah, it's free for you and means the world to us. Share it with your friends if you think they have a sense of humor and want to laugh. Yeah.
Yes.
Let them know. Come join us.
Come join us next Friday, 7 Pacific Standard Time, for part 2 of Scientology. And I think before we call it a goodbye, how did you get the balloons?
I did this.
Are we
Hold
gonna
it up
spend another?
there. It works for me, I guess. Hold it up.
No, it doesn't work. This
It
isn't-
work.
Nothing's
fucking
happening,
work.
guys. Nothing's happening, you guys.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. This is a fucking fun night.
Thanks, Southern Hubs. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, come on in.
We've got a whole lot of shit to say still.
Leave us a voice note next time. If you want to leave us a voice note, you can do
Yeah.
it at the Roses Are Red podcast there, scrolling on the screen if you want to bring it back to old stereo days, or I want to hear your voice, bro.
Yeah.
So what do you guys say before we call it a night? One quick shot.
Fuck yeah.
To chronic alcoholism.
Yes.
Because we got to go. Remember, we need quick.
Scientology.
Remember, because we have 24 hours before we have to go back to work.
Oh no,
That's
I
true.
ain't doing that shit. You know what? Scientology seems like it's too much fucking work. I ain't giving 2 fucking hours of my day every fucking day for a fucking religion.
Not 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. I know.
The
And I'm
Sea
not
Org-
making that shit up if I'm fucking no.
In the Sea Org, you have a little bit longer to go.
Right.
A billion years.
No, a billion years.
A billion years.
Billion years.
I feel like I got it, but I feel like I got to be on Beetlejuice after that guy in the picture. Cheers,
Oh
everyone.
my God. Cheers.
And happy birthday to AC. Happy birthday.
AC,
Oh,
happy
thank you so much.
birthday.
Thank you so much. We didn't really
We're
get
all
to.
the same age, right? We all turn the same age this year.
I think I turned it
I
first.
think I'm gonna be the oldest. I'm gonna be 45 in June.
No,
I'm
no, no.
already-
AC's
I just
the
turned
oldest.
45.
I'm the
Oh,
youngest.
you did.
Yep.
I'll turn it in December. So you turn it now. We're all turning 45 this year. So we're all the same fucking age.
Holy shit.
We should name this "We're All the Same Age" podcast.
We should, but I mean, it's amazing. We were all born in the last year of the 70s. So
But I will tell you
Yep.
this. Oh yeah, we should call it fucking Grind It since '79.
yes.
But what we didn't do is get into Xenu, and we left it on a
we
cliffhanger
need to get
on
we need to get
purpose.
into that. Yes.
Because next week, I
Okay,
think
let
we
me
want to
take
go
a note.
over. We want to
Yeah.
go over the abuse,
shit.
the scale, right? The OT
Yes.
scale. So what
The
it takes to
bridge.
go from OT1 to OT8. What happens at OT8? What happens
Mm-hmm.
in that room when they let you know finally what this is all about? Now that you've paid $1 million, now they're going to open the briefcase and show you that our
no.
galactic overlord Xenu is the one you're praying to.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to do that.
So we'll get into that for sure, and
Go
like
ahead.
kind of give this a resolution, because right now we set it up really well, and it's crazy, and there's a lot going on, and there's benefits, and there's things like that.
So
But
much.
now we're going to look at abuse, what they're being criticized for, how people are escaping, and finally, when you get to OT8, when they show you that briefcase, what it looks like to find out that your galactic overlord is Xenu.
Yeah. And I'd like
Well, they
to
find that out
put
at
faces
OT3.
on Gypsy Rose on all that too. So
Yeah, we
I think
can.
I'm gonna we can do an update in the beginning of that show, or
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna make a video about it on Midnight Media.
Okay.
Oh, that'd
just
be great, yeah.
just faceless, just my voice, and I'll share screen.
I'll
and
send
kinda
you
go
some
through the articles.
I'll send you some articles and stuff because of what now they're picking up on how what her mom did to her, she's doing to her husband.
Yep.
Where she squeezes her husband's hand for him to shut up, and he's not allowed to talk. So the roles are, and they are reopening this case.
What did
So it's
what
gonna-
do we
How
really
can
think
they
is gonna happen?
reopen it though?
They're going to now because of new evidence.
Isn't it-
Because there's a video that came out
Isn't
where
there double jeopardy though?
I don't know how they're doing it. I haven't dived into all of it
She's already
completely. All I
been
know is
sentenced.
that there's a video that came out where she has I think her name is Victoria, and she's got a wig, and I
Put that
didn't want to
message
go
up.
there, Southern Hubs.
Put that message up. Oh my god. It's funny because she fucking does.
It's true.
Oh god,
Isn't
true,
it double
man.
jeopardy? They can't try
Exactly
her
what
for
I
the
was-
same
yeah,
crime
yeah.
twice.
I
can't
don't
try
know
her
how
for
they're
this- yeah.
doing it.
It
I
would be
don't
new
know.
Is it a
charges.
civil suit? Maybe.
I don't know.
Good
I
question.
haven't jumped down that rabbit hole yet because I was stuck on this
Oh
rabbit
no,
hole.
I'm still stuck on this.
This
Oh.
is Jeopardy. She's fucked. Well, did we really think it
Definitely.
was going to go any other way? I mean,
Yeah.
the apple doesn't far fall from the tree. And
Well, I
also,
mean-
I heard that Nicholas, her ex, the one that killed the mom, is doing some freaky shit in jail. So,
What
freaky
did you
shit.
did you see that he
Like butt
posted?
sex shit?
Hmm?
Like butt
Like
sex.
butt sex. Most likely, but this is some other stuff. I'll
Well, I
research
did
more
hear.
butt
I
sex.
don't know. I don't know what video. I don't know if he sent in the video, but there is a video where she came out and she has a different personality. Her name is Victoria, and she's got a red wig on.
No.
And she, yes, and she sits there and describes what she wants to do to her mother. This is
Ooh.
why they are
Well,
reopening
no.
this.
I'm sure, because it wasn't his fucking alter ego Victor.
But this is before she met him.
The 500-year-old
The
vampire?
ex-boyfriend that killed
Nick.
you know,
Nick.
the
Right.
So there's so much that's coming out right now that it's just
It's a hot time to do a video, and it's a hot time to redo
Yeah,
it.
we'll fucking
Yeah.
revisit.
We
it.
certainly we can pepper this in. We don't have to do Scientology #2 next week. We can, or we can do Gypsy Rose and decide whatever we want to do
We can,
you know what? We'll talk about it after
yeah.
in a meeting.
in a
Yes.
meeting, in a private meeting.
It's called a production meeting. Okay, don't make it sexual. It's a production meeting.
Damn.
It's not a fucking. We're not a fucking cult.
Okay, we're not a cult. Okay, just everybody here has to get married. Everyone, all 5 people. Now I'm married to Dave. You're married to Allie. You're married to Allie.
Yes.
I mean, you guys can have Mr. Rose. I mean, it's okay. I'll give him
He's
up.
in it too. He has to.
Yeah,
There's
he's
no choice.
in. He's got to be in.
There's no
I'll
fucking
give, I'll
choice.
give him up for a night. It's all right.
We're
For
all
the right
married now.
price. For the right price, anything is possible. Okay.
We'll make a compound in Waco, Texas, and we'll get some followers.
It'll fucking go on fire. Yes.
And I will see if this week I can actually drive down to the one in LA, take some more pictures, and I'll send them in to you guys to post them up.
Sweet.
Or
Fucking
the
take some
next one.
video with you in it. Take a selfie video and explain to us what's going on, like an investigative reporter.
Yeah, so I'll
This
see
is
if I
Mrs.
can head
Red
down
Nose
there.
here.
I-
Scientology shit.
And let me tell you, when they say there's cameras in every corner.
Just be
of
careful.
those-
Be careful. No, like
Don't
all
get-
shit aside, be careful.
No, for real.
You know what?
It's nothing to fuck with.
I love this shit.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
heard
gonna
Wu-Tang
lie.
Clan ain't
I'm
nothing.
the
to
one
fuck
that's
with.
I'm the one that says, "Hey, you know what? There's a cops going down with the shooting." I'm the first one in the car going, "Let's go check it out." Yeah, I'll
we
be
know.
the first one. Yeah. So love you guys. Love everyone.
you.
Thank you so much for joining us and hanging out with us. We will see you next Friday at 7 p.m. And if you haven't subscribed,
I don't
go
get
ahead and a
balloons.
subscription
I don't
on
get
all of us.
balloons.
It's not balloons. It's this. It should be scissors. Sorry.
Night, everyone. Love you.
Okay.
Let's just this. Is,
God, that's a vagina. Those aren't hearts. What are you
no, I did
doing?
this. Good night, everyone.
What are you doing with that? That doesn't give me anything emojis. Bye.
No.
We're signing
guys.
out. Good night, everyone. Thank you.